All right, Zach Lowe is here. I am in New York City. Zach Lowe took the train.
2 trains, 2 kinds of trains. Metro North to the subway.
Was it fun?
Love the train.
You like the train. Do you get recognized? Are people like, hey, Zach Lowe?
Occasionally, and sometimes someone is listening to my podcast on the subway. That's always a good one.
I was like, hey,
yeah,
hey.
That's a good one. I like that one. If I can make your commute better, I've done my service to the world.
What are the Knicks-Nets ratio of people like, what's up with my blank when you're in New York? Probably like 99% Knicks?
It's 50-1 Knicks versus Nets. Meeting a Nets fan, even in New York, is only slightly more common than meeting like a Magic fan in New York. It's that bad.
So I went to Nets Celtics on Tuesday night. We had a bunch of Spotify meetings, and we actually had a suite. It was a Spotify suite for Celts Nets. Got there pretty early. It was hilarious watching the Nets do all the checkpoints that the NBA teams do, where they're like, no, and then the Jumbotron video screen for 2 minutes, and it's like Michael Porter Jr. turning around and Cam Thomas, and the crowd's just dead, and it's like 60% Celtic fans. The Nets don't even really seem like they want to be there. The Celtics are just like, let's not fuck this game up, guys.
Nets fans hate when you say this and talk about how dead the Barclays Center is, and how it was kind of dead even when they were good. It's like, look, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Like, I've been to a lot of arenas. It's not resonating.
Here's the problem. It's not dead for the Liberty games.
The Liberty games are awesome.
The Liberty games are alive.
Wild. Yeah.
So it's the Nets' fault, and it's the Nets' fault probably for thinking they could come into New York and try to steal New York from the Knicks, because everybody loves the Knicks here. So I don't know what the solution is, but I'll tell you one of the solutions. Having 5 first-round picks and not having any of them be anyone I was that interested in watching play basketball, that wasn't great. Anyway, enough about the Nets. We're going to talk about them later, because one of the many things we're doing, we have a lot of bells and whistles for this one. We're going to do it updated through, 5 weeks now?
15 games, whatever it is. I don't know.
6 weeks? Whatever. Updated league pass rankings. More based on if there were 15 games on and all the teams are across the board, where does your eyes go for like, oh, that team, or, oh, I'm not going near that team. Combined with like what the situation I was in last night, where I went to dinner, I came home. I really had time to watch one game, one of those condensed games, and then a whole fourth quarter of one of the games. And the game I picked kind of ties into where we're going. Before we do this, I mean, we could do the league pass draft, and then when we get to this team, deep dive them. You want to just do it that way?
Whatever you want. This is the Bill Simmons podcast.
I hate when you pass off this responsibility to me.
That's the best thing about being a guest is I don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah, good point. This episode of the Bill Simmons podcast is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance. When you can have State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, league pass draft. I'll give you the first pick. We'll go back and forth.
So where are we drafting? Are we drafting the best? Are we drafting right off the top?
I think we have to go best to worst.
Okay.
And I think worst will be actually kind of funny, because there's a few choices this year, and we'll talk about some of the reasons why. But who's your number one team so far? 6 weeks.
So here's what I did. When Mahoney and I did the league pass rankings before the season, I wrote those down on one column, and then I did a revised one on the next column with biggest risers, biggest losers, people who stayed about the same. So taking from that column, only because Wembanyama is hurt right now, I'm taking Denver with the number 1 pick. Denver was number 2.
Great pick.
For my preseason league pass rankings.
Yeah.
I think if Wemby were healthy, they'd still be number 2. Right now, they are number 1. It's just unassailable. Like and the Jokic stuff just gets crazy. Did you watch any of their game last night?
I saw the.
Did you see the one-handed underhand off the backboard floater? It was very Larry Bird. Like, I'm so fucking bored.
Yeah.
Let me catch this pocket pass with my right hand, not touch it with my left hand, and I'm 14 feet away from the rim, and like almost half underhand scoop off the backboard, and it went in. And it was like Bird shooting left-handed. It was just crazy. And the outlet passes are out of control. Cam Johnson's starting to find his way. It's just a great time.
So I only watched the highlights of that game because I got home from dinner too late. It was a good NBA night last night. But a friend of mine watched that game and said, watching Jokic slowly over the course of 2.5 hours become kind of interested in what was happening with Derek Queen and be like, all right, I guess I'm going to have to. I thought this was going to be an easy night, maybe not, and become just more interested. A credit to Derek Queen.
Just a professional basketball team. And you never know when David Adelman's going to be like, you know what? AG's out today. We're going Valanciunas, Jokic together. Let's see how that works. Valanciunas gets to go beast mode when Jokic is off the floor. I mean, like, what else is there to say? They're just supremely entertaining to watch.
Legs was on last week talking about the all-time teams of I have to go to the arena because this person's in town. And Jokic and Curry have been levitating above everybody this decade. And Jokic is the clear number one. I mean, even like what's interesting about this year's team is Christian Brown gets hurt and it's okay. It's not ideal, but they can patch together 4 or 5 weeks where I feel like a couple years ago, that is probably a bigger disaster. Murray looks better too. Murray has at least like his kind of zip back.
All right, so that's you. You're up now. Denver's off the board. Sorry.
We've talked about Jokic so much, there's not a lot left to say. They were my clear number one. San Antonio would have been my number 2, except for the Wemby injury. Is this just where we're going to be with Wemby?
Oh, yeah. Can't miss. Just can't miss every game.
But I'm saying, is this where we're going to be where it's like treasure the weeks that he's actually playing?
I'm not going to go there. He played 70-something games his rookie year. We'll see how long he's actually out with this calf thing. Everyone's going extra cautious with the calf stuff, justifiably so. I'm not panicking. I'm not going to panic. Last year was a blood clot, fluky. Like, I hope not. I'm not going there yet.
It's funny that it took till 2025 for people to be going, calf strains, look out. Could be more. There could be more there. It's like, why weren't we there after the 2019 finals? Shouldn't that have been the moment where we're like, calf strains? Okay. Now we know.
I will say to your point earlier about, is this just where we're going to be? You do hear people around the league, just front office guys spitballing about the Spurs. You can find people who would be like, I think they should accelerate their team building schedule, almost assuming that his career ends up being shorter than they think it's going to be. That seems so early and dire to me. And they're not like 5-year career. They're like, assume an 8 to 12-year career and not anything more than that. You hear it is all I'm saying.
I've made that point in the past on pods and felt bad.
It's out there.
But look at the history of the league. Look at the super tall guys. How many of them had longevity? The only one was Kareem.
So who are you taking?
Well, I was going to say the case with Wemby for him to have a longer career is the Kareem case. Like Kareem, I think Kareem was 7'4". Like he was listed at 7'2". I always thought he was 2 inches taller. Wemby, he's at least 7. I know now he's admitting he's 7'5". I still think he's taller.
Could be.
I feel like he's at least 7'6", and I think 7'7's in play. The thing I always worry about with him is the landing. When it's just so hard for him to stop his body when he's going full speed, that there's just things to step on. That's my biggest fear with him. Anyway, I did not have them second. I have the Houston Rockets. And let's do this. Because I texted you when we were on the train. Just heads up, I'm the most excited to talk about the Rockets. This was the team last night. I couldn't wait to do Houston, Cleveland. I couldn't wait to see what happened. I actually put a little because I'm in a place with legal gambling. I put a little on the Rockets last night because I actually believe I think they're the third best team and have maybe be even possibly in the running for the second. It's been so fascinating to watch them figure out who they are, what they are. And I don't even think they fully figured it out yet. But I have a number of things I'm enjoying. I'll start here.
Okay.
Most fun I've had watching Kevin Durant play basketball since 2017.
Since year one Warriors.
Year one Warriors. When I think he was really happy and invested in the team and didn't really care about stats, the ball, all that. He was just so happy to be in the framework of all of it. And there was like just real joy and camaraderie with him. I think he's been a little, as you and I are KD defenders, he's a little up and down emotionally sometimes with seasons and situations.
Certainly the last two stops
did not go great. Awesome.
Did not go great.
I think he's completely locked in with this Rockets team. I think he knows what they need from him. I think it uses the best pieces of him. He's not doing too much. When they need him in crunch time, he's there. When they need him to do a little more rebounding, rim protection stuff, he can do it. The passing stuff, I think, is the best that's ever looked from him. Even though I know the stats are down, but I think the setup stuff and figuring out where his teammates are, they did a little high screen with Thompson last night. that they've been doing more and more, where Thompson comes out high and Durant waits and then just kind of floats the thing, and Thompson kind of chases it down like a running back on a screen pass, and then just goes to the basket. And I was like, oh, that's something. There's just a lot going on, Zach.
I'm enthralled by this team. I've been saving it for a standalone podcast because
I just stepped all over it.
We're gonna do it. We can do it anyway. I mean, they have the number one offense in the league.
Is that true? They're number one right now?
They have a 41% offensive rebounding rate, which is just unheard of. It's unheard of. They're absolutely gigantic. Like, their starting lineup is so big, it's ridiculous. Now, especially last night, they went Okogie on the bench, started the double centers again. And there's just a lot of dudes I love watching. Like, forget Durant. Everyone loves Durant. Şengün up a big level, and his ability to just, because of the Van Vliet injury, their offense is not the most aesthetically pleasing and kind of needs a couple guys who can just create from nothing, and a 7-footer who can get the ball at the top of the arc and just dribble all the way into a hook shot that's pretty efficient. It's pretty rare. Like, you got to have a tight handle to be able to hold that.
Could he do that 2 years ago? Because sometimes they'll give him the ball 30 feet from the basket, and he just goes by somebody and then does his whirly, kind of the little Jokic-y, and then ends up with a jump hook or something. But I don't remember him being able to do that the same way.
It's like easy to take for granted these centers who can dribble in traffic with someone harassing them that long of a distance. I love watching him. I've always loved Jabari Smith Jr. I just think he's a winner. Amen is amen. And Steven Adams, man, just what a mid to late career revival. Like, he was injured, he was broken.
What was that trade when they kind of just took him from New Orleans and
Memphis, New Orleans? Somebody
needed to dump a salary, and
there
Houston's
there was an Adams Valanciunas exchange between Memphis and New Orleans that was mostly salary related. But I had him in my top 100 players. When we just did first of all, you get to like 80, and then it's 80 to 130 is just eye of the beholder. And I'm just like, this guy is a one-man offense almost. Like, his offensive rebound, his offensive rebounding is like 28%. He's a one-man offense. He's such a weapon for them. I'm just rewarded. And he's like got a little juice back defensively too.
Not putting Jabari in the KD trade was brilliant by them, just waiting that out. And I still think that turned out to be an okay trade for Phoenix. I think it accomplished some of the stuff they needed. I don't think they were going to do better.
No.
But I've actually liked watching him on this Houston team. I don't feel like he's an afterthought. And in a weird way, he's the one that tilts it, because sometimes I'll just have him out with KD and with Şengün. I think they've even they've played a little with the two centers and those two guys.
Yeah, that's
and
what
Thompson.
They started it last night. That was their starting lineup.
But I don't know.
Night.
They won't finish games like that.
Sometimes they will.
They'll float it out there. But I think it actually works with them. It's weird to think can basically be a two guard, even though he's not a two guard. But that's how they'll use him sometimes.
Easton was hurt. We didn't even see him.
They're a nightmare.
We haven't seen Finney Smith yet.
Right.
Reed Shepherd is starting to happen.
Well, so that's the other thing. So there's this Reed Shepherd subplot, and I think it's going on a scale of 1 to 20. It's probably like a 17 or an 18, how well it's going. Compared to where...
I don't think I've ever heard of a 1 to 20 scale.
I didn't want to do
think
1
you just
to 10.
invented that.
Yeah, it's our 8.5 out of 10. I was obviously dubious. Some of the preseason stuff worried me a little bit. But they kind of give them the car keys sometimes. They'll give them like stretches for like 5 minutes where like, just, you're in charge. Here you go.
I mean, they kind of have to, because he's the only guy they have that's really like that. Plus
that
or
can
minus
get real fast breaks.
A random Aaron Holiday game like last night. And
who I've always liked.
The first couple games, he looked so in mud defensively, like just getting turnstiled by anyone and everyone. He's kind of settled down a little bit. Like, he's never going to be a plus defender. He's always going to be hunted. He does make plays, but he has been a little bit more just, I'm not rolling over or getting blown by in the open court every single time easily. And offensively, he's like profiled as a good player, and he looks like he's going to be a good player. I think this team I just don't even know what to make of them. Like, they're awesome. The numbers clearly suggest they're awesome. Their offense is just so weird. 40% offensive rebounding. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, but they really only get like the traditional old school fast breaks if he's playing, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a little slower and it's a little more half court, but in a way that no other team in the league looks like. the Şengün thing is probably the most shocking part of it. That and Thompson was doing a little of this last year with the top of the key, beating guys off the dribble, almost like a ISO offense with everybody spread out. But he seems way more comfortable with it. And I got to be honest, like the team makes sense. Like when we did the over-unders, I think I went a little under on them. And I was just like, I have too many questions, right? It was 52.5. And I was like, I have questions about this. I don't know if Shepard's going to be ready. I wonder if their ball's going to be too stagnant when we watch them. It's just everybody doing their own thing and everybody else watching that person. It's not like that when you watch it, even though it's a lot of ISO ball, but I feel like everybody's included. And then the other thing is, the body language doctor is just watching intently. I think they have great chemistry. I haven't seen Durant on a team like this that's like they're very competitive. I think they love Şengün. He's kind of a badass. Like he's got there's an anger to him that in a good way that I really like. Like he'll get really mad if he doesn't get a call and he just runs. He's a little like Luka-ish. But this is like a really competitive, physical nightmare of a team. And they killed the Celtics.
And Durant feels like he's found a couple of little brother types that he really likes. Yeah. Like Jabari Smith Jr. just mimics his every move in practice and warm-ups. And Durant is clearly like, I'm going to make sure you're okay, Reed Shepherd. I'm going to compliment everything you do well. I'm going to pat you on the butt. I'm going to talk. I'm going to scream when you do great things. He's enjoying that role with those guys. Yeah, this team is the stat.
Has he been on a team like that where he was big brother? Because Phoenix was obviously not like that. And if anything, it was like this partnership and he's playing for Booker's team and it was uneasy from the get-go. And then Brooklyn was just whatever that was.
You'll have forgotten about this as most normal people would have. There was a stretch in Brooklyn, and I can't remember if it was pre-Harden or post-Harden, where Kyrie was shockingly hurt or absent, and Harden was absent. Or Harden or Simmons, whichever one was there at the time.
And it was Durant and a bunch of role players. It was like
Durant and Edmund Sumner and like random guys. And people, you could tell, I think he even said like, this is so much fun. I'm having most fun.
Oh, it was the early Jacques Vaughn, wasn't it?
I don't know. And people with the Nets were like, this is the most fun we've ever seen KD have. Maybe that is something that reminds me of this. But not that these guys are, the talent is a whole other. No, this team is, I'll tell you the stat I'm monitoring.
Okay.
So you mentioned ISO ball, right? KD is a great ISO guy. Şengün, we talked about his ISO game. Ahmed Thompson is like, can create a good floater out of nothing against any defender. They are, I'm looking at it now, 20th in turnover rate, and they don't force a lot of turnovers yet. ISO teams, generally one of the benefits of playing that way is you don't turn the ball over a lot. If they can start tilting that aspect of the possession game to their advantage and keep the rebounding where it is, and they just become a team that's going to bludgeon you in the possession game every single night, they become very, very dangerous.
What are they? I forgot to look this up. What are they in assists? Are they? Let me see here.
They are. I'm looking at it now. 30th in assist rate. 30th in assist rate. So again, that's
another. It's not a red flag because it's the way they play.
If you counted misses as assists, they would be. Like self passes, they would be number one. I mean, I half joke about it. They have like a Durant and Şengün like do something offense, run a set, and then the other half of their offense is just shoot and we'll get the rebound.
Yeah, it's weird to say this about a basketball team, but the way they play sometimes reminds me of a hockey team, where it's just like just keep shooting on the net, and we'll just have guys flying in there, big physical guys trying to tip in the whatever. It's a really interesting team. Like right now in FanDuel, they're plus 650 to win the West. OKC's even, and Denver is plus 430. And I think all of us, Legs and I talked about it last week. You did too in your pod. It's OKC, Denver, and then a drop.
And I apologize to Rockets fans when I said that. I was I'm sorry. I got to figure out your team.
Right. But I think that going from Denver down to Houston, I think that distance is going to shrink a little as the year goes on with Houston. And here's the other thing. I don't know anyone in the East that, like, if Houston's in the East, that's the favorite in the East, I think. I don't think anyone in the East can hang with them in a 7-game series the way they're currently constructed. We'll see. There's some things that could go sideways. The Shepherd piece could go sideways. They haven't had an injury or anything yet. Like, there's lots of things that could happen. But I'm really, really impressed. They're tough. And by the way, we didn't mention Ime.
So he's got to be loving everything about this team. I mean, talk about a team built in his image of like, I just want to kick your ass. Like we want you to, at the end of this game, have bruises and feel like you don't want to see us again for a month. That's the Rockets.
After that Celtic game, I was like, if these teams played 20 times, I don't know if the Celtics would beat them in any of the 20. Well, like with the way the Celtics are constructed versus the Rockets, it's like they'd have to make like 30 of 53s, I think, to win.
And to tie it back to now, you watched that game last night. I thought that was an awesome win last night for the Rockets in Cleveland. They got to like a 20-point lead. Cavs bench goes crazy, gets them back into it. Lonzo's doing crazy stuff. Donovan Mitchell finally gets hot late third, early fourth. They cut the lead all the way down to 1 or 2.
Yeah, they had like a 23-3 run.
Maybe they even tied it. I can't remember. It got down to 1 or 2. And the Rockets on the road withstand that, get some big buckets. Aaron Holiday makes some big buckets. Şengün makes some big buckets. And pull away for like, I don't know what it ended up being. They got it back to 11 at one point. That's a real professional basketball win for a good team.
I've watched a lot of Rockets this year. They've had probably 5 moments already this season where they're like, need a basket. And then it's like Kevin Durant's like, I got this, guys. Yeah. And let me just get my little 15-footer in traffic that nobody's blocked for since 2009.
That's 2. We drafted 2 teams.
We're going to take a break and we're going to keep going. The Bill Simmons podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel, putting you in control right from tip-off with my favorite sport, even though I also love football and baseball, but basketball. That's right. You get to choose your reward. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold. That's your move. Whatever your style. You are in control. We had House later in this podcast talking about basketball, and he thinks the 2 undervalued teams right now, Toronto and Phoenix. He does not think the market has caught up with them, so go check them out. No matter how you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your reward, own your game this NBA season, which has been awesome. Head to FanDuel.com/BS to make your pick, get in the game, and play it your way. Must be 21 plus, present in select states, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. This episode is brought to you by Apple Watch. Real talk for a second. You think you're crushing it with sleep? You're getting 8 hours, you're doing everything right, feeling great about it. Well, using the Apple Watch is kind of like checking game film. It breaks it all down for you. Sleep duration, bedtime consistency, interruptions, gives you a play-by-play of exactly what happened while you slept. No questions asked. My wife has been on this from the get-go. She's studying, it's like the all-22 in NFL. You tweak a few things, cut back on late caffeine, maybe actually go to bed when you say you will, boom, you might actually start waking up feeling rested. Apple Watch helps you figure out your sleep so you're not flying blind anymore. And you can find out more at apple.com/Apple Watch Series 11. iPhone 11 or later required. All right, League Pass Draft. We're going to zip through this now. Houston was the one we really wanted to spend some time on. So we have Denver and Houston so far. Who's your third pick?
San Antonio.
I had them well. So we've had the same top 3.
Doesn't need an explanation. Am curious how they get through this stretch without Wemby plus Harper plus Castle for the next few
Hot take,
games.
Without Wemby, still really fun to watch. Get a little Luke Cornett, Olynyk combo at center. Get to watch De'Aaron Fox kind of try to figure out who he is on this team. Castle, Harper. I like all these guys. I like watching them.
Can I get Fox and Wemby for a week?
Right.
Just 1 week. But yeah, I mean, they're still fun to watch. Keldon Johnson had a nice season. Sohan's doing Sohan stuff.
If you had to put an over-under for De'Aaron Fox on the San Antonio Spurs, what year and what month would you give?
I don't know, a year and month. I was going to say...
Is he there in 2029?
I would go no. I would say 2. I would set the over-under at 2.5 years.
Okay.
I think this is a great problem to have. I don't think the Spurs feel like this is a problem at all based on what I've heard.
Because they're not going to win the title this
Everyone's
year.
rushing this whole process. No. And they're like, look, we already have injuries. This is one of the reasons you get a second star. The first one gets hurt. And these young guards are going to have ups and downs, and we're going to be able to play. They're going to try to play all 3 of them together. This is a non-issue right now.
Do you think they're in their 2013 Warriors phase or their 2014 Warriors phase?
So 2013 is Warriors.
Surprise. Oh, my God. Wow, they won a series. Oh, they just got their ass kicked.
2014 is they lose to the Clippers in the Sterling year and Mark Jackson. I think they're 2013, closer to 2013 Warriors.
That's
sure.
what I have as well.
Yeah.
This is fun. Whoa, look at us. Hey, we won a playoff series. It's about where we're going. They're 2 years away from being whatever where the ceiling comes in, I think.
And it goes without saying, but it's hard to miss a Wemby game because 4 ridiculous things are going to happen in every single game. Even if he has like a random 4, 15, 12-point game, he's going to do 4 things on defense where you're like, that's not even a real thing that just happened.
What was it, Friday night? When did they play Golden State? Was it Friday night?
They played them twice. They had a baseball series. I think it was Friday, Sunday, Thursday,
One of the
Saturday.
ones when Butler, it was in the last minute, and Butler, it was a fast break, and Butler, for some reason, decided he could challenge Wemby and take it to the rim. And it was a huge part of the game. It was like, it was tied or it was at one point. And Wemby did he blocked it, and it was hard to tell which arm he blocked it from. He was like a fucking octopus. And so that was later. I was like, I want to see the replay because I couldn't tell if he swung around and blocked it this way or blocked it this way. And then they showed the replay, and it was his left hand. But I had no idea which arm he used. You just don't know. He might have a third arm.
Look at that.
He might have a third arm.
I take the Spurs 3. No further explanation. Now it's going to get interesting because I think we're going to have very different picks.
Not for me. The number 4 is clear.
Really?
Yeah. Move your mic closer to you so we can still hear you. It's the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talked about it a little with Legs last week. I
had them 11th.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of brute force. First of all, 11th is way higher than they were coming in. It's actually, I had them 15th before 11th now. They're a battering ram. They're not the most attractive.
I'll make the case. And I don't think they'll be here 2 months from now. But when I talked about them last week, like, it was more like I'm really interested in what's happened to them. And they moved in. They have a couple new guys, right? Robinson's a new wrinkle. LeVert's a new wrinkle. But just what's happening with them competitively. What happened to Duren, who I can't wait to talk about where I had him in Ringer 100. What's happened with Cade. Just that's his team's on a winning streak as we record this. And it's just not surprising if you watch them. Like it's like another team like Houston, like these competitive motherfuckers who just want to win every game, who want to like rip your heart out of your chest. And Duren, they'll be 11th for me in a month, but right now the Duren piece has been fascinating for me. Like for him to just become basically Dwight Howard. He's like a 23-11 night after night, like just kind of brute forcing everybody. It's like I didn't have this on my bingo card. I think he's 22.
He might have a more, I'm not saying better,
higher ceiling than Dwight.
No, he might have a more refined offensive game now than Dwight Howard ever
he doesn't.
did.
And he's not as good of a shot blocker as Dwight. But I'm just saying like that force who's like.
No, I'm saying he might have a more refined offensive game now than Dwight ever did. Like his face-up game is really good.
I agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. I think he should be an all-star. I haven't sat down and looked at God only knows how to even build the rosters anymore with this stupid new thing that we're
Honestly,
doing.
He's in the running for third team All-NBA for me. I mean, if we were doing it after 13 games, which we wouldn't. But
no, he had a hot start to last season too, and it faded. So, but he looks like
different.
He's a different player defensively. I've always been a big Duren guy. This is way ahead of schedule. Like this is a complete all-star level explosion.
I got to be honest. I did not see this one coming with him. Like, I think he's a guaranteed 22 and 12 a night now, right?
That's about what he's averaging.
But I like watching them, and the curiosity of just what's going on with them was number 4 for me.
Can I ask you a Pistons question that's popular around the league?
Whether they should make a trade?
Well, no, that we could do that if you want. It is interesting that Troy Weaver, much ridiculed for his Pistons tenure, currently pre-ridiculed for his New Orleans tenure with Joe Dumars. He did draft most of this team, shoving aside the Killian Hayes pick, which didn't go great. And it is kind of interesting.
I'm just marveling at this zag. The Trey Weaver zag right now. This is incredible.
But you hear front office people be like, he did. First of all, you don't credit him for Cade, right? And there was a Cade Mobley debate in Detroit's front office that I can't remember off the top of my head which way he fell on that. Can't win-win, right? Win-win. But number one pick, getting it right, you don't get extra credit for that.
Mobley going 1, I think would have been pretty surprising.
Asar Thompson he picked, but there was everything else he did around the team made no sense and put all those young guys in positions to fail. And then they change leadership, and then they're like, oh, shooting. Veterans, that's a smart thing to do.
But that's why he got fired.
And then people
had a bunch of big guys.
People are worried the same thing is going to replicate itself in New Orleans, where Queen's pretty good, Fears is pretty good, but A, your value proposition on Queen was way wacky to trade the pick you traded, and B, do we trust you to actually put the right pieces around these draft picks, even if they hit? So there's an interesting Troy Weaver thing. The trade thing, I talked about it on my pod yesterday. I would posit the question to you: if you're Trajan Langdon,
yeah.
You're 13-2.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay, well, let me just ask you, though. Forget not doing anything. Right now, no one's doing anything. The East is a little bit of a mess. Cleveland's a little meh. New York's a little meh compared to expectations. Do you read...
New York's a lot of meh.
Do you read 13-2 as, oh my God, are we good enough to make the finals already and we don't have to do anything?
Well, they could make the finals.
Or do you read it as strike while the iron is hot, and this should embolden me to be even more aggressive if the perfect player, i.e. Markkanen, is actually available?
So Tobias has to be in that trade. And I think he's important for this team because everyone says he's a really important guy behind the scenes. I just wouldn't mess with it. There's a Trey Murphy conversation that's not the Markkanen. I think Markkanen, as much as I like him and he's awesome, I do think it shifts their team a little bit in a way that I'm not certain what direction. I know he's awesome.
I think he'd be perfect.
I would just look at my two guys are Cade and Duren. And if I added just an awesome scorer shooter and improved that side of this.
Smaller scale move than.
Slightly smaller scale than we are now doing the Desmond Bane trade with Lauri Markkanen.
We talked about this possibility yesterday, and I just don't know who the guy would be yet to fit that.
I feel like they could add around the fringes. Listen, we've talked about this the entire time I've known you. What are your responsibilities when you actually have the chance to make a finals? Do you have to think differently? Even if your timeline, you think it's this, but now you have this, and it's hey, there's the finals. We might make the finals. Do we just move this timeline over here?
Well, and also there's the question of so if you think you can make the finals as is, coming out of this ravaged East,
I think they could.
Nothing is impossible, right, in the East. And this team is clearly a very good team. Do you have to begin thinking of, should we think about winning the finals? And is that where the train stops for this current roster, given who's coming out of the West? I mean, do you have to, when you talk about your responsibility when there's a window, the window isn't just the East. I mean, it's cool to say if we make the finals, we have a puncher's chance. We've seen some East teams make the finals and not have a puncher's chance.
This brings me to a new segment on the Bill Simmons podcast. It's brought to you by no sponsor yet. It's called What Would Sam Presti Do? I think that would be a good segment.
Okay.
What would Sam Presti do if he was running to Detroit right now?
Probably nothing.
He would do nothing.
Yeah.
He might add around the fringes. I think his weird Sam Presti computer brain would see all the possibilities and be even if we made the finals, we'd get killed with Lauri Markkanen. So why would I go all in? I'm only going all in if I can make the finals. I'm only cashing in if it's my version of Giddy for Caruso, where it's I'm now adding this and now we are ready to win the title. And I just don't think Markkanen wins the title for them. You got to measure yourself against this OKC juggernaut that also might have the top 5 pick.
Unbelievable.
I just wouldn't go all in. And I like the team, and I think the team likes each other. But I think if you can steal Trey Murphy and not mortgage everything, I think you have to think about it.
I don't know.
Trey Murphy.
The price for Trey Murphy is going to be pretty high. Not Lauri Markkanen high, but high.
Probably 2 to 3 firsts, right? Good firsts.
Yeah, and I've got to put in somebody like Ivy or Holland.
That's why with the Celts, if it's the Simons expiring and you can have 26, we'll give you the worst of our swap with San Antonio in 28. We'll give you an unprotected in 31. We'll give you Hugo. As much as I love him, doesn't New Orleans have to at least have a meeting?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So you picked Detroit 4th. So you love watching this team.
Right now, I do. I want in a month I'll have solved them and I'll have moved on.
Are you slightly concerned that have there been any fights yet? I feel like Isaiah Stewart and Ron Holland are dialing it back a little bit.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it was part of my case.
Yeah,
it's like watching a hockey team where they might mix it up. It might be like there might be a third line brawl in the third period in a 5-2 game. Because they do. Ron Holland's itchy. Stewart's itchy. Like those guys are coming around with their chests out.
Those guys, both of them, can really guard. I mean, Ron Holland is a menace. Okay,
well, do you feel like Thompson went up a level too on that?
He was
started in the playoffs.
He was my pick for most improved player this year, despite the fact that his brother was the odds-on favorite.
That wouldn't you say that's a team that the other teams are like, fuck, we're playing Detroit tonight.
It's a great thing to be in the regular season. The fuck team, like, oh god, they're on the schedule now, but we just played this other team.
So who are the fuck team? That the fuck finals is Detroit versus Houston.
Oh, I mean, no, I mean, I don't even know. Houston is the ultimate. Houston. Like anytime Steven Adams is involved, you're just like, oh my god, this is going so much.
By the way, Steven Adams, only 25 years old. Somehow, I just read this.
Somehow, 32.
Just turned 25.
32.
All right, your team, your number 5 pick.
All right, I didn't do this to annoy you. I'm picking the Lakers. I had them 4th on my list. I thought LeBron's debut went swimmingly, particularly on offense, and I'm legitimately fascinated by JJ working the 3 of these guys together over an extended period of time. The star power is undeniable, and that now includes Austin Reeves. The supporting pieces are kind of interesting.
Austin Reeves, who was 28-7-4 the first 12 games of the year.
I mean, I was afraid of where I was going to put him in my top 100.
Like Austin Reeves' stats were better than any Paul Pierce season for the first 12 games. To put it in context.
Like, how are they going to guard? How are the lineups going to be? I think the whole thing is great theater. LeBron being back is great theater. I love it. I'm all in. I had them, the team as a contender, as a lead.
I had them in the top half of my list. As you know, it's always tough for me to look at the Laker uniforms. But I will say the LeBron, what he said I thought was very encouraging. I don't know if you saw that quote.
I didn't see the comments.
It was basically effectively, I'm LeBron James. I can fit in any basketball team I want, and I can be a useful basketball player, and I'm not worried about how I'm going to fit in. It's like, that's good. I'm glad he said it out loud.
That's all we've been waiting to hear.
Yeah.
Other than, how about more of that and less of cryptic statements from agents and tweets and Instagram posts from Cleveland's practice facility? How about more of that?
You weren't talking about the Ringers' Rich Paul, were you?
As you know,
it's my guy.
As you know, I'm a fan.
Listen, I don't like the passive-aggressive Laker shit, and we talked about it. I thought it was weird, and I don't know why LeBron has done this and continued to do this for the last 8 years. I don't know what would be a better situation for a guy his age than to have 2 awesome offensive players, rich man's Neemias Queta and DeAndre Ayton.
Wow, Nemi getting an early shot.
Nemi with more PR.
Wow.
They're basically the same guy, let's be honest.
Nemi's good.
Nemi's good.
Nemi's good.
And if you just switch them one day and they did like the Nicolas Cage, John Travolta face-off, I don't think people would realize they'd switch faces for like 2 weeks. This is a nice team. And by the way, I think it's good if you're 40, 41 years old to have Luka Doncic just handle most of the day-to-day stuff.
Seems great.
And this is like LeBron's one of the smartest players of all time, and he knows he can fit into wherever they need him. The question will be, the end of the game will be a little weird. That's always been weird with the biggest guys ever. Even going back to like, Magic when he came back in 96. That was weird. Like, should I take over here? What do I do? Larry Bird's last couple years, same thing when Reggie Lewis was ascending. Like, do you want me now? Like, what should I do? That's the part that'll be fun. But I'm with you. I think it's a defensible pick.
Honestly, I kind of feel like Austin Reeves would have the balls just be like, you guys defer to me. Like, I got this. Like, crunch time, I'm him. I'm good. Like, Austin Reeves is ready for that.
You wouldn't think about trading Austin Reeves?
For what?
You don't think you
think about trading him for who?
Somebody awesome who just fits this kind of like, if Luka and Austin Reeves are your best 2 guys, can you actually compete for a real title? Can you win 4 straight rounds? If those are your top 2 guys.
I don't think this team can in this conference.
But 2 years from now, the team they build?
I think there's no reason why a team built around those 2 guys couldn't win. I mean, we've seen Luka get to the finals with Kyrie
You know what the answer is? Don't trade Austin Reeves. I'm just being a dick.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that was
I was
mean.
just trying to plant seeds because I don't like Laker fans.
Well, I mean, the Laker fans should remember who took the over on the over-under podcast. Only one of the three of us did.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's a long season.
It is a long season.
Luka, what does he play? 60 games a year? LeBron's already been hurt.
And yet they're 11-4 or whatever they are. 11-4. Yeah. So I picked them fourth. That's 4. I picked them fourth.
You fifth. So we went Denver, Houston.
Fifth, you're right. Okay.
San Antonio, Detroit, Lakers.
All right, so you have the 6th pick.
You're just going to be upset.
Why?
Because you're going to think this is a ridiculous pick.
You're not picking Boston.
No.
Okay.
I'm taking Charlotte.
It's insane. Honestly, you probably need to take a week off. Like, just take a beat.
I love watching Charlotte.
I had them 23rd.
I love watching Charlotte. I'm not going to apologize.
Do you love watching Charlotte or do you love watching Con Knipple?
LaMelo came back.
Yeah, and he sucked. He was 6 of 21 or something.
If they're just fun, I just want to see all the pieces. I'm enjoying it. I watch a lot of Charlotte.
Look, I get it. I've been tricked by Charlotte for the last 3 seasons straight, being like, hey, I like some of their players. I know all the names. Like
this isn't a power poll. It's a league pass ranking. The heart wants what the heart wants. I enjoy watching Charlotte. They're 4-10, 4-11.
4-11. Bad, but they're still bad.
They've been in these games. Like they're in the vicinity when you watch them. They lose overtime games, double overtime.
Single-digit loss to the Pacers last night. Well done, everybody.
Great. That wasn't great.
Oh my God.
I like watching Charlotte. Knipple's been the best rookie in the league.
Yes, he has been.
I'm learning about him as a player. I like watching the rookies. I like watching Edgecombe. I like watching Flag.
Those people don't play for the Hornets. The Flag and Edgecombe.
I just have enjoyed the Hornets. In a month, I won't watch them anymore. But right now, I've been test driving them, and I had them slightly over another team that I think you're about to take.
This is the crazy 6th.
Sometimes I like bad basketball teams, Zach.
But like them at 18.
My favorite Clippers team ever was the 2011 before Chris Paul team to have season tickets for when they had Heavy Baron Davis.
Yeah.
Before they traded him. I really enjoyed watching that team. They were like 32-50. I had a great time.
They also had yeah, okay. That's fine.
I have a great time with this Charlotte team. I'm not going to apologize.
I do like Eric Collins. I do like Eric Collins.
Well,
he's a highlight for me.
That's another league pass thing. When they had the Milwaukee game, Eric Collins had the broadcasting performance of the year. It was like Miles Bridges went for a dunk and it kind of got blocked.
And Con hits a 3. Yeah.
Send out the Con, yes! Went like fucking lost his mind. It was great. I love that dude.
Well, that's an easy pick for me not to make.
Go ahead. Go chalk. Go ahead.
I'm just going chalk. Warriors.
Oh, wow. I had them lower.
I mean, Steph Curry is amazing to watch. Like watching Steph Curry.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't play all the time.
True.
You know who's always in the lineup? Con Knipple.
Is he,
here's why I Golden State lower. Frustrating.
But frustrating in a way that makes you think about what is the ceiling of this team? What are they going to look like in the playoffs? What riddles does Steve Kerr have to solve?
What's the ceiling of this team?
Charles Lee has no riddles to solve. Charles Lee's just like, I get through another season of this shit.
The ceiling of this team is low.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean,
by the way, do you want to work on a documentary about the 2 weeks when it seemed like Jonathan Kuminga had finally found a home in Golden State? I was thinking about stylizing it. Like, it's like, maybe it's 10 days and it's just day 1, day 2. And then by day 11, it's like,
yeah.
So it was a fun 10 days, though. He's figured it out.
But
he's Sean Marion.
You know it's going to happen again. There's going to be a 2-week stretch in January or December, probably December, because by January
when can he be traded?
I think January 15th.
Yeah, January 16th. He won't be on the team.
Wow,
the Al Horford
just slipping it in there.
Oh, it's just my guess. I don't have inside info. Possibly washed up Al Horford has been depressing. Draymond doesn't look to shoot ever.
Shooting threes.
How many field goal attempts is he at?
I'm going to
feel like he's just not interested in shooting.
Well, I mean, none of them are interested in shooting around the basket other than Kuminga. Draymond's at his regular 7 a game.
I did enjoy the San Antonio game when he tried to fuck with Wemby. I thought was probably my favorite moment of the year.
Following that up with the fan thing in New Orleans, it's like it's
he's
always
getting a little gamey.
It's always something.
He's starting to get a little gamey. Steve Kerr complaining about the schedule, one of my favorite NBA staples. In this case, he was kind of right. It was kind of nuts how many cities they played in.
So here's the thing. I was in Minnesota last week.
Yeah.
They were whining about the schedule because they had Denver on a back-to-back, and Denver was rested. And I believe they have that again in Minnesota at some point. And I'm like, look, guys, zoom out a little bit. Like, if your schedule sucks now, you're gonna have all these little cookies in other parts.
Like the Lakers with 2 Utah games in 8 days.
Yeah, you're gonna have little cookies in other parts of the schedule. It all evens out.
The schedule's too long, Zach.
Well, that's a different thing. We all know that. Everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that, including Adam Silver. He doesn't care. He's like, wow, we can get 8 more Peacock games. Let's get it to 80. And then 2 more Amazon games, 82 right there. It should be 76, should be the maximum. And it really should be 72 or 70. And it would make the league better. It would make everybody.
And everyone knows this. It's not.
By the way,
no one disagrees. There's no one. How you know you're right is there's no one on the other side being like, we really need 96 games. The season's too short.
Right.
There's no one making the other argument.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because the other thing is they're like, well, it never happened. It's too much money to give up. It's like, how much fucking money does everybody need? How much money does, like, the Celtics just sold for over $7 billion. Devin Booker's going to make $75 million a year. Like, what's an acceptable money level for everybody?
It's all these owners, too, that are worried now suddenly get cold feet about expansion because, well, we get the expansion fee, but then we have to divide this massive TV money up in 2 more slices, 1/32nd.
That won't affect them for 50 years.
Oh, man, which gigantic pot of money is more gigantic for me? Okay, Seattle, sorry, you got to wait because NBA fucking Paris is coming up next.
I said this on my mailbag pod. There's some Vegas momentum again.
Great.
And I don't know whether they want to get an expansion team in there because they're worried about New Orleans in 2029 just jumping there. Or maybe New Orleans goes there. But something's going on with Vegas. That people are a little abuzz with the Vegas piece.
Okay. All right.
Could you do a 31-team league? Is that too weird?
Sure, you could do it. It's doable.
Have the imbalanced conference get a little weird.
They change the lottery odds once every 8 years, 10 years. You can change these rules, make them more complicated.
We're behind schedule, so
let's go zoom.
I'm going to take Chicago 8th.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. I like watching basketball, Zach.
Yeah, we all like watching basketball.
And I like watching basketball that is different than the basketball that I watched a year before, which in the last 25 games of last year, the Bulls all of a sudden became really fun to watch for whatever reason.
They are fun to watch. The Bulls are fun. They play super hard, super fast. I like watching the Bulls.
Here's the Bulls. They're a boxer that has great fights with everybody else, right? They're like Evander Holyfield is like a great example of this. Like Evander Holyfield wasn't one of the best heavyweights of all time, but had like 10 awesome fights. And if you just like took 10 Holyfield fights on a desert island, even going back to when he was a cruiserweight, you'd have a great time watching his fights. Chicago, game after game, just a great time. Great hang. It's the games are like the game last night. It'll be like 123 to 121, and somebody will have the ball with 30 seconds left with a chance to go ahead or tie. And yesterday there was a Vooch game winner.
Huge mistake by Toumani Camara. Love Toumani Camara. Yeah. You got to play no threes, D. No threes, D.
Good chemistry.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that I've liked individually that I'm happy they're in a good basketball situation. And their over-under was like 32. They're going to shoot over that. I think they're in the 40s. Anyway.
Should they trade for Anthony Davis?
So he's from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that can go one of two ways with these guys. Either they're excited to go home or they want no part of going home. I would assume he's more on the side of I'd rather not go home.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do because now they're 6-1, 6-6. Now they've won a couple in a row, so they're back to being over. As long as they're around here, I think inertia wins out. Let's just play our cards in free agency down the line.
Is that your expert opinion? Because that's been the last 15 years personified?
Well, you would think if they're better than expected, maybe that changes the equation one way or another. But if they're just, who knows? Anyway, do I get to pick?
What's their ceiling? They're not passing Detroit, New York, Cleveland. Is the 4 spot like in play for them? Because like right now, Toronto's 10-5, and they're the 2 seed.
I mean,
I just feel like the 4 spot's in play for everybody.
The 4 spot's in play for everybody except your beloved Charlotte Hornets and below. But I think Miami, Cleveland, Knicks, Atlanta. I think Philadelphia, depending on Embiid, obviously.
Toronto's in there.
Yeah, I think all those teams have slightly higher ceilings than the Bulls, maybe.
Is there? I didn't hear your pod yesterday. Did you talk Anthony Davis with the Pistons?
Yeah, I hate it. I wouldn't do it. I hate is strong. It's just not. I mean, we're sitting here talking how all in should they go? Who should they give up stuff? I just don't. They have the number 2 defense in the NBA, and they desperately need shooting. I just don't think they need him, and he's not the guy that I would give up stuff for.
I'm going to go further. I think what's happened with...
I don't even get why people are bringing it up.
I think what's happened with Paul George and Joel Embiid would scare the living shit out of me. Trading for anyone with miles on them who's injury prone.
I'm just talking about this year. I'm just talking about even if you
frame I'm Detroit, it's not even a sure thing.
Yeah.
You're not trading for 26-year-old Anthony Davis. You're trading for 32-year-old. I've had a lot of injuries, Anthony Davis, and I have to wear goggles for the rest of my life when I play basketball because I got like poked badly in the eye. I don't know. The miles have added up for him. So you're a no. I just, like I said,
I'm
a
no as well. On my Nico Fired pod last week, I went through like 15 fake Anthony Davis trades. And I said the 2 teams that are getting brought up that I just don't see the fit with, or that I don't really get why they're brought up, except they have a lot of assets, are Detroit and Houston. I just don't like
Houston.
Just don't think it addresses anything that either team needs.
Ime's blocking that one.
All right, my pick?
Yeah.
Knicks.
Okay.
Just a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Had them lower.
Fun to watch. Good broadcast. Have some injuries now. Brunson came back last night. Anunoby's still out. Love watching Josh Hart. And just the ongoing Tibbs fired pressure. How can you maximize Karl Towns? The dance of how often he plays center, how often he plays with Mitchell Robinson. I love Mitchell. I love the whole Mitchell Robinson experience. I like the free throws. I like the offensive rebounds. A lot of pressure on the Knicks, and that makes for good theater for me. That was.
I feel like we'll be talking about them a lot over the years. That was the 9th pick.
9th? Okay, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know what they're missing for me. Maybe there's a familiarity because we had them last year, but they haven't really caught my fancy this year, unlike this next team.
Okay.
The Hawks of Atlanta.
There you go. I had them pretty high.
I actually should have, if you just given me the no Trae Young Hawks of Atlanta, I probably would have put them in the top 6. I really like when no shots at Trae Young here, but a little bit of shot. I'm just saying I like the identity of the no Trae Young Hawks is really fun to watch. I think I like all the long guys and the defense, and some of their role players are fun. The Porzingis, just whenever he plays, just throwing him on this team, it's like watching somebody just pop onto a movie that you're watching, like, hey, that guy. And Jalen Johnson.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Ringer 100. That was another one.
I'm feeling very good unless Porzingis misses so many goddamn games that it disqualifies Okongwu. I'm feeling really good about my Okongwu 6 Man of the Year pick from preseason.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love that pick.
Well, you talked about Detroit. Is there pressure on them to do something? To me, Atlanta is the team that actually should do something. They have real assets. They got to figure out this Trae Young thing. They have this giant trade exception where they could take money for a year and really do an interesting trade. And they have that New Orleans pick if they wanted to get if they wanted to dance in the fire.
You can't trade that if you're the Hawks.
You can't, but
could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
You can't trade it, but it puts them to the front of the line of trade conversations of the best guys that are going to be available.
Well, then that's just a who. Then that's just because the New Orleans Pelicans are 2-13 and trending toward a season. Now, there's a world in which Zion stays healthy and they trend toward like a regular 32-win season.
They don't have their picks, so they're going to try the whole time.
And so
which we've seen. So they'll probably have 5
you
or
would
6.
see 2-13 and be like, wow, they're right there with Brooklyn and Indiana. You're going to be guaranteed a top 5 pick. Like at worst, there's a world in which that doesn't end up being the case. But that I don't think right now, I don't think you can trade that pick. If you're the Hawks, you're not good enough to trade that pick.
Just put the top 3 on it. I just don't. Why didn't they call us?
Okay.
I've met Joe Dumars. Just call 3 people who have no stakes in it. Just be like, hey, what do you think about unprotected here?
Can you imagine if that leaked out? Like
they called you and I?
No, like Bill Simmons stopped trade. You'd be the most hated man in Atlanta. They would never give you a credit. They would never even sell you a ticket ever again.
This is an awesome draft, but I don't know if what we've seen from Boozer, and I want to see Boozer more, but I do have some questions about him as like, this is a guaranteed 3 franchise guys. I want to see Boozer more, but I'm not sure I'm there with him yet with that.
So what do you do with Trey then? Because I have the Hawks very high.
You know what you do?
I like what? Okay.
Can I play act this?
Sure.
Vivek, it's Bill Simmons, owner of the Atlanta Hawks.
I knew it.
What are you up to? Hey, had an idea.
What do you want? What do you want from the Kings? You got to take money back.
Whatever. They'll make a dumb trade. That's got to be your first call if you want to trade anyone in your team.
You want Levine?
No, because he's under contract next year.
DeMar DeRozan plus salary.
And do they even have expirings?
DeRozan is a semi-expiring. Levine has a player option.
The Kings somehow built this terrible team that also has no trade flexibility.
Let's not talk about the Kings. We've done too much.
So after Vivek, my next call would be the LA Clippers.
I can't wait to see how they react to a season that isn't going well.
John Collins, Bogdanovich.
Bring John Collins home, baby.
Give us an unprotected 2032
and
first.
Bogey, former Hawks galore.
Yeah. Just give us a 2032 first. You can have Trae Young, and you don't have your pick this year, and maybe you'll save it.
It should be illegal to have Trae Young and James Harden on the same team. You can't do it.
Well, then you would trade James Harden, I think. That would be your next move. You wouldn't trade James Harden and Trae Young for each other in the same deal, correct?
I need about 4 hours to digest that one.
Okay. You enjoy Atlanta, though. Their bench guys are fun.
Yeah. Vit Krejci's on a heater right now. I enjoy the Hawks. Yeah.
And I did a mailbag the other day and I said Gaye instead of Gay.
Yeah.
Do you know why I had his name wrong? Because I haven't watched the Hawks this year. They've always been on one of the other TVs and not the main TV. And I've never heard the announcers. So I thought it was Gaye. It's Mo Gay.
I know it's Mo Gay. They love Mo Gay. I am interested in I want Trae to come back soon because I want to see, okay, you watched this, Trae Young. You saw the team play pretty well without you and pass more and move more.
I mean, what did they go, 8-2 so far?
Yeah, the ceiling of the non-Trae Young Hawks realistically is like here, like pretty good team. The ceiling of the Trae Young doesn't adapt his game Hawks, but reintegrates with this team, probably like here. The ceiling where everything clicks and you get a Trae Young who's committed to a different style of play is here. And that's interesting to me. So I had them pretty high on my list too.
Can I make a Trae Young point really fast before we go to the next one?
Yeah.
Do you know what Trae Young was shooting on 3-pointers this year before he got hurt?
I'm going to guess 26%.
192.
Okay. It's low.
He was taking 5 a game. Only 5 games.
Yeah. I'm not can I not? He didn't have a great shooting year last year.
Year before 34.
Yeah.
Year before 37. Year before 33.5. It's one of those things where you think he's this awesome 3-point shooter and he's just not. And we now have a lot of evidence because he's about to hit his 30s. So I think
what's his career shooting percentage?
His career is 35 and his best year ever was 38 in 2022.
This is part of the reason why I like the mystery of what does it look like if he plays his game a little bit more differently. And some of the 32-foot pull-ups
becomes a spot shooter
are traded for not he's always going to take all pull-up threes, but like 2 of those a game become 2 spot-up threes or 2 passes or 2 whatever's a game.
Okay, who do you got next?
For the sheer pleasure of watching Anthony Edwards destroy people when he's in the mood to do it, I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves. And also to watch Rudy Gobert call for the ball a lot and not get it. It's a good time.
You know, what we're learning with our league pass rankings? I'm more interested in the teams that are either different than than they were the year before, or are just super weird.
Yeah.
But you like, to me, I don't even really need to watch Minnesota that much because I know what they are. I know what I'm getting, and I want to like use my time to watch the weirdo teams like Charlotte. And then by January, I'm going to be moving back toward the Minnesota.
That's fair.
side.
That's a good, interesting approach to the season. Maybe
I also saw Minnesota in person, and I just like when teams don't have a point guard that can do anything, it just physically hurts me.
Well, isn't that kind of interesting? Like Anthony Edwards is now is the official point guard of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
But he's not a point guard.
So
he dribbles the ball up after it was made basket or a rebound. that doesn't mean you're a point guard. You're a zero guard.
And so I watch them with the eye of it. What's the answer to this question? Do they need to do something? What can they possibly do?
I think they're stuck with what they already did because they thought Rob Dillingham would become something, and they don't play him.
They're playing him a little bit now. He's getting his chance now.
Gonna have to. Let's take a break, and then my next pick is worth a discussion. All right, special part of today's episode. It's brought to you by Michelob Ultra. As the official beer partner of the NBA, they know the best moments on or off the court are served cold. So we're going to crack open a little 6-pack. And it was supposed to be about the biggest moments happening right now in the NBA, but we just did a whole podcast about that. We will have our coldest play of the day, which is going to be, I'm going to talk about 6 guys. We just had to hand in our Ringer 100 rankings. 6 guys that shocked me. I'm going to bounce these off you.
Okay.
That I had on my list. First, I had AJ Mitchell in my top 100. I had him 82. Was he on your list?
89.
What were if we had done the over-unders with House and I had said to you, by the way, in 6 weeks, AJ Mitchell is going to be in my top 85 for Ringer 100. What would the odds have been? Like 50 to 1?
But probably longer than that.
I'm not even positive I knew what AJ Mitchell looked like.
He got in the finals game 1, I think, for a hot second, and it was like a complete disaster. And that was the end of the AJ Mitchell finals experience. Look, again, like 75 to 150.
Yeah.
It's just eye of the beholder, prisoner of the moment, whatever.
Right.
I mean, but those guys on Oklahoma, you don't get on the floor for the Thunder unless you are a winning basketball player. And he's been very good.
Number 2. Con Knippel had 66 with VJ Edgecombe 67. And I always mail my list to House because House will tell me and one other friend we have, House will always tell me that's ridiculous. You can't do that. Like he's like my shit detector. Initially I had Knippel and Edgecombe in my top 50 and he's like, that's ridiculous. They're rookies. You can't do that. So I put Knippel 66. Where did you have him? Higher? Where was he?
62.
Oh, fucking House.
He's really good.
And actually...
And he's been consistently really good.
So I handed this, I think, Monday, and he's had 2 really good games since. I think he's moving higher. He's just like our kind of player. Like does everything, rebounds, moves the ball correctly, open shooter, tries on defense. Okay. My third guy, I'm going to go all the way up to number 26.
Okay.
Which is where I had Jalen Duren. Where did you have him?
That's pretty high, and I say that as a massive Jalen Duren fan. I don't know where I had Jalen Duren.
So it was 2. So you had him probably in the 30s?
Lower than that. I don't want to say where I had Jalen Duren because it's too low. I'm a big, you got to prove it to me for a little longer guy, but he's top 50.
Okay.
He's top 50. 26, so that means you have him over Bam Adebayo.
I had him Bam Adebayo 27.
You have him over I'm giving the track record.
I had Aaron Gordon at 30.
I have Aaron Gordon 37. I'm giving the track record of guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Domantas Sabonis a little more leeway.
The Jaren Jackson Jr. track record?
Yes.
Of 5 rebounds a game and just
that's
fouling
fine.
out?
He's made all-star teams.
At some point, you got to blame him a little bit for him making max money and his team not winning really now for the entire 2025.
Jalen Duren gets a lot of love in the rest of this podcast. You're going to hear it all.
Yeah. Next guy, 4th guy I wanted to mention. I had Denny Avdia, number 22.
That's high.
Yeah,
that's high.
I figured you would react that way.
But again, I'm more conservative. So I had people. I kept proven veterans who have not played very much this year over Denny Avdia.
He did it last year.
He's very good.
He's even gone up a higher level.
I had him in the 30s, to be clear. I had him in the 30s.
Just think he's proven to me that he can be the best player on a good team if you had a good team around him. I think he could be.
He's very good.
Okay.
I actually, while doing these rankings right now, I actually had just in my head, because of where they are in the rankings, in my rankings, they're near each other. It's like, what would happen if Atlanta called Portland? It was like Trae Young for Denny Avdia straight up.
Portland hangs up.
Which is like a kind of a crazy thing to think about, right?
I think Portland's like, let's talk about that New Orleans pick. What's happening there? 5th guy I wanted to bring up. I had Şengün 14.
I don't mind it. I had him 19.
Okay. I had him one behind Evan Mobley, and I had him one ahead of his teammate Kevin Durant. And I also had Amen Thompson 19, which means I had 3 Rockets in the top 20, which makes sense because I think they're the 3rd best team in the league.
That's bullish on those guys, but I think I had actually Durant higher than you.
Yeah, you value the years of experience / results when you do these
I don't know
lists.
how to do the top 100. I'm new to the top 100, so I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it either.
I try not to agonize too much over it because it could take up a whole week of your time, and I don't have that kind of time. Şengün is one of my biggest risers from end of last season to this season. He was high last season, but he's sniffing the top 10 conversation.
I had him in the low 40s after the season last year. So he's jumped the highest for me.
By the way, defensively, you hear no noise anymore about I don't know, he's like another Vooch. You can't build a good defense around him. He's like a pretty rugged, nimble
He's at least figured out the verticality part.
He knows where to
tries.
Be. Yeah, he tries.
And he knows where to go and he tries. I do not think he's a minus defensive player. Anyway.
I don't either.
Last guy I want to mention, number 9 on my list, right after Stephen Curry. You might have heard of him.
I have.
Cade Cunningham. I had him 9th.
I had Cade 12th.
So I had him 9th, Brunson 10th, Booker 11th.
I have Brunson 8th.
Yep.
Cunningham 12th.
Very fair.
Booker 15th.
With
which
Cade,
I'm not. Like, what did you do with Jalen Williams? Hasn't played yet this year.
12th.
I had him 13th. I didn't know where to put him.
And Mobley 13th. Still waiting for that last Mobley lead.
Might be too low on Booker. 15 might be too low on Booker. Where'd you have Maxey?
20th.
I went head over heels on Maxey. I went prisoner of the moment.
If you can play 40 minutes a game and run an offense and take every big shot down the stretch and just do it again a day later, I'm in. So that's what I had.
Okay.
You good with that
Austin
list?
Reeves, top 20?
No, but he was, oh my God.
I don't think that's, I'm not asking funnily.
I had him 32.
Ooh, I went 21.
21?
You just said if you can average 30 a game. He's averaging 28 points a game.
I thought from like 18 to 33.
A lot of fluidity.
I was shocked by how deep and awesome the guys were.
Well, you also have things like, what do I even do with Kawhi Leonard anymore? Who, when he plays, is
I put him in the 60s. Did you put Joel Embiid in your list or not?
Yeah, he made my list. With those guys, I just put them toward the end because it's like, I don't know. You're awesome, but I don't know what to do with you.
That's it for today's 6-pack. If you want even more, go grab yourself a pack of Michelob Ultra. Plus, they're getting you closer to the action than ever with a chance to win exclusive prizes, including courtside tickets and more. Michelob Ultra, superior is worth playing for. Enter now. MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra courtside 25-26. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on October 1st, 2025. Ends on June 30th, 2026. Breath. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details. Thanks, Zach.
Well done.
My next pick, a team that I didn't think was going to be good. I've been surprised. They have a really, really good bench, which I didn't really see coming either. The Toronto Raptors.
Hey, there you go.
I like Sheed in college. And I remember he fell to like the mid 40s. And he's just the classic, like, why don't teams just take guys like this every year? He's going to be a fucking annoying pest on defense. This is like, look at Chris Dunn on the Clippers, Chris Dunn's going to be in forever. Just look for guys who are going to be like Chris Dunn. That'll be like your 9th or 10th player in your team. He's going to have an impact. Anyway, he's on there. Mamu, who I know you love.
Love Mamu.
They just in general, like they go 9-10 deep. They haven't had an injury yet. And Scotty Barnes, even though his stats are basically identical, except the field goal and threes are up a little. I think he's gone up a level. And just from eye test, right? Is that like the stats say not really?
You are reciting what I said on my podcast that you didn't listen to yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was. Is that I like you look at the numbers and you're like, oh, same guy. I watch him play. I just see a much more sophisticated and engaged basketball player. I love the way he's played this season.
That's a good way. Sophisticated and engaged is good.
Unselfish.
There's a physicality with him.
Right decisions, guarding the hell out of everybody on defense, flying around. I love the way he's played.
He was one of my least favorite expensive players to watch, and now he's off that list. I did not think. I remember Perk said,
top 6.
Yeah, and I was like, that's ridiculous. They're probably going to be top 6. I might have lost that one.
Again,
I might be 0-1 against Perk.
It's long season.
Long season.
There is
the bench helps them, though, because even if one of those guys gets injured, and I'll say another thing. Brandon Ingram, who was available for a year, can go get a basket.
Yeah.
I think we kind of forgot that it's like, I don't know if I'd be that fun to play with. He can't really guard anybody. He's got size, doesn't really rebound, but he can go get a basket.
They're making it work right now.
Yeah, I'm dubious long term, but with how weird the East is, maybe. And you look at the schedule. This is one of the things I remember this happened with Sacramento a couple years ago. You know, they're playing Cleveland 3 times here in the first 6 weeks with no Garland in any of the games, right? And they've already beat Cleveland twice. They got to play, I think, in this whole stretch, Indiana twice, Brooklyn twice. Everything's kind of moved their way. There was one game they played Cleveland. There was no Mitchell in the Cleveland game. I think it's like the only game he hasn't played. So I think they can add up some wins before. I looked at their schedule in mid-January, and all of a sudden it's like the all-time gauntlet where they're just playing every hard team.
I'm going to be there over the holidays, and I have a great slate of Toronto games for the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Orlando, Golden State, Denver.
Right.
In Toronto over Christmas, New Year's.
So could they be
great time?
Could they get to like 20-10 before the schedule gets hard? I think they could.
Yeah, I mean they're good. They have it working right now, and I'll just say, just deep cut. I've enjoyed the last week of the Jacoby Walter experience. I have my eye on it. I like what I'm seeing. You know, he and Grady Dick. It always seems to be like one or the other. You know,
Grady Dick, like crazy high net rating.
The whole bench. Mamu was, last time I checked, was like plus 18 per 100 possessions.
Abaji, that was a nice trade. Yeah, Toronto. So far, I mean, they're 10-5. A couple of those games are down the wire. Schedule's been easy, but they're definitely a little better than I thought. Who do you have for your next one?
I mean, you're just making this too easy for me, and I'm being too boring. At some point, someone has to take the defending NBA champions who have the number 1 defense by such a margin that it is absolutely laughable. And
I had him lower.
Just for the sake of A, the Chet leap is kind of happening. B, it's just so fun to watch them get to a gear on defense where you can see the other team be like, we just got to go to the next game. Like, we can't even do anything. And they're just like taking the ball, take the ball, run, block shot, run. It's just, if you like defense, it's just absolutely riveting TV.
To bring another boxing analogy that you probably won't get, sometimes there are these boxers. It's actually happening in UFC too. It happened with Islam last week. These boxers that are just awesome. And it's like you can either, Islam in UFC, like just kills everybody. He's like a takedown guy. And these guys always think they can like go stand up and that Islam's going to fight. And then Islam just tackles them and they're on the ground for 5 minutes, just like getting worked. And then the round ends and the next round happens, the same thing. I personally don't love watching Islam. I would much rather watch stand-up punching guys. But some people are like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I think OKC is kind of like that.
Well,
if you like watching, but I think if you like watching an awesome defensive basketball team with a transcendent guard, just day to day, just fucking kill teams, this is your team.
Well, and yeah, the transcendent guard's a big part of it because they also have star power in the traditional sense of like highlights, jaw-dropping plays, and J-Dub will add to that when he comes back. Their defense is...
they're a nightmare.
They are...
And also the AJ Mitchell thing out of nowhere. That was the big wrinkle.
And I like watching their role players play. Like, Kaysen Wallace is fun to watch. Aaron Wiggins comes in and puts in 15
points. This is the right time to take
They're 103 points allowed per 100 possessions on defense, and number 2 is 109.6. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking like in the mid-90s, that would have been like 79 compared to everyone else. All right, I'm going to take Philly just because of Maxey and Edgecombe. I also enjoy Quentin Grimes. I can't decide if it's a constant trade showcase for them or not. It's obviously way more fun when Embiid doesn't play for them because it's a bummer to watch Embiid. Crowd likes the team. I think the Philly home games have been really fun. Crowd's into it. They're like, we like these guys. The minutes with them are hilarious. You see Maxey's over 40 minutes a game.
It's
Edgecombe's at 37 as a rookie. He's 20 years old. I don't know if that's sustainable. I think there's a world where this team tails off. I think they have their pick, right?
I believe so.
There's a world where this team throws their hat
top
into
four. I think it's top. No, they don't have their pick. I think they owe it to somebody.
Do they?
I think
Please
it's top.
tell me not
I think
OKC.
it is OKC.
Oh, no, come on. Don't do that to us. I'm looking at my draft capital. Do you have a draft capital, Doc?
No. I just go to Real GM.
Philly.
Yeah, to Oklahoma City, top 4 protected. Yeah. So last year was top 6, remember? And that was the drama. This year it's top 4. So it's much more like it's certainly going to Oklahoma City this year.
So OKC. I think I knew this, and I think I took pills to make me not think.
Yeah, nobody wants to think about it. The Clippers, Sixers. There's even like a weird Jazz scenario where if the Jazz are better than expected, Oklahoma City can end up with another lottery pick.
It honestly might be frame them for some sort of illegal NBA thing where they'd have to have picks suspended time.
You can't joke about that right now.
Can another team do that?
What?
Can't they just like use AI to fake some Sam Presti calls? just take the team down? What else is left? How do we stop this team?
How many fan bases do you want to piss off? And you want to sabotage the Hawks Pelicans? You want to go back in time and sabotage the Hawks Pelicans trade? And now you want to frame.
This is a credit to Sam Presti and OKC. Like the only way to stop them is to frame them for some sort of NBA crime.
If you're going to quantum leap this, you have to go back. I can't. Quantum leap was back in time, ahead of time. I don't know what Scott Bakula did in quantum leap. I can't remember. That's Scott Bakula, right?
He would either go back or forward.
You got to go help people too. You got to go back and like tell the Nets, don't do this Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett trade. Don't do it. You got to go back and
I would tell them to do it.
I know you would, but you got to pick a couple people to help.
The Ballmer one definitely like don't put the 25 in there. Kawhi, just don't put that one in. Keep that one for yourself.
All right, I'm going wacky now. Do you have more to say?
I took Philly. No, you're up. No, I just said Maxey and Edgecombe are worth the price of admission.
What do you even think of Philly like as a team?
I think the identity of that team, which is yet to find its full fruition yet, will be a delight when they end up with the 3 guards and people who run and Nick Nurse. That's going to be a fun something. It'll be the post-Embiid era, which is probably already happening.
So you're still just like, this is a placeholder. This team can't do anything real.
No, because nobody would ever take Embiid or George. Ever.
I'm saying Embiid and George remain on the team. There's no like.
Oh, you mean like there's? Yeah. Oh my God, Embiid's looking great. I think it's done. Did you see him use the one leg? He was playing on one leg.
Like, yeah, I know.
He was like dragging the other leg. Like Duncan did this for the last 5 years of his career, where it seemed like one of his legs just didn't really work anymore. And he made it work. It's a little different for Embiid. What do you have next?
I'm going a little bit off the board now.
Yeah,
Miami.
I had them as my next one.
Well, I stole them.
They're fun to watch.
Super fast, fun, weird style. Jaquez resurgence. Simone Fontecchio just shooting 1,000,000 threes per 36
Andrew
minutes.
Wiggins, a little happier.
Looks great. Bam's back. Ware is averaging like 18 rebounds a game over the last week. Tyler Hero's coming back. That's an interesting plot twist.
Rozier. Oh, sorry.
Wow. And Norm Powell. Maybe he makes his all-star team this year. I don't know.
So talk about going back in time and stopping something.
Yeah, I know.
John Collins and Bradley Beal for Norm Powell.
Didn't work out.
As you know, I don't like Miami or their fans. This team is very fun to watch.
Very fun to watch. They brought back the Miami Vice jerseys.
Yeah.
Huge.
I'm really glad that Jaquez is good at basketball again because I really enjoyed him as a rookie.
Pella Larson's interesting. And as you know, I mean, we always joke about islands. What warranted an island? Davion Mitchell Island. I mean, I basically had to fold it. It was done. It was empty. There were no people living there anymore. But he's back. And always frisky on the trade market when they have stuff to trade. Always.
I have Utah as my next pick.
No, they were going to be my next pick. So we're going off the board. Utah is.
I don't know if you noticed, but I took Charlotte like 7th. So I've been going off the board this whole time. Listen, it's the first 6 weeks of the season. I'm just, the heart wants what the heart wants. Utah marketing's playing great.
Unbelievable.
The Kessler thing, which was a bummer.
It is a bummer.
Weirdly made them more interesting because now just lineups and I don't know what's going on.
What do you think Markkanen is averaging points per game?
He's 30.
30.6.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Night after night, 30 a game. Keontae George isn't my cup of tea, but he's been really good.
Yep.
I don't know if you're winning 3 straight playoff rounds with the best version of him 7 years from now, but he's definitely better. I mean, that's definitely an asset for them. I don't know what player from the past would you compare him to from a ceiling standpoint?
Oh, that's a
like what are the best version of his stats someday? Like 24-8?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, something like that.
Is the team winning?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
He's a completely different guy this year in terms of his approach to the game.
It's a huge win for them.
Look, Ace Bailey's playing.
Ace Bailey started the other day.
Kevin Love's involved. Slow-Mo's back involved. And either they score 140 points or the other team scores 140 points or both.
They put a 150-plus burger on somebody last week.
Yeah, it was an overtime game.
Okay, Utah. Do you take them or I take them?
You took them.
It's about to get dark.
Yeah, and
we should speed round this a little bit.
Before it gets dark. All right, let's speed through it. I'll take Cleveland. Boring, but good.
Yeah, it's just early on with no Garland.
Hasn't been that fun, but they're fun. Donovan Mitchell heaters are really fun. What an incredible shot maker that dude is. The guy just makes both threes and shots at the rim, the degree of difficulty, and he makes it look easy. Like some of these pull-up threes in traffic that he's hitting are like, it's a crazy shot for a 6'3", whatever he is, guard to hit.
They're going to get all their guys back and win like 15 straight in like January. It'll be one of those where it's like, oh, Cleveland. They've won 12 straight. They have, and then that'll just happen. I have Dallas next, more from a train wreck standpoint, but just for flag scouting. I don't really like anything else that's going on with this team. D'Lo, it looks like the train has finally reached the last station.
Had a big game last night.
Did he? I didn't even say.
He did, and yet another loss. They lost at the buzzer to the Knicks.
I thought that was the worst call of the year.
Which one? The foul?
The offensive foul
on
the game.
The hook on Brandon Williams?
Yeah. First of all, they didn't call that 1 out of every 5 times, but to call that on that moment when he's about to score a game time basket, like ridiculous.
Hey, look, you win the lottery from the 10th spot.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
You can
complain.
take a couple bad calls. That's a high pick for Dallas. They are a rough.
Talking flag scouting only. No other reason. Just checking in with him, seeing what's going on, being relieved they weren't playing him at point guard anymore. Thank God. Thank you for not playing him out of position and ruining his confidence. Who do you have next?
Giannis is hurt, but he's still Giannis. I'll take the Bucks and Giannis and the Kuzma revival, baby.
Yeah, until he goes like 0 for 6 one day out of nowhere.
He's back. And Ryan Rollins is the real thing. So
did you have him in your Ringer 100?
I don't think so.
Because I did.
I'd like to see it a little more time.
I had him in there. Portland's my next one.
See, of all the teams that's left, Portland is the correct pick.
Back to my boxing analogy. They're in fun games over and over again. They seem to be in these games that come down to the last 5 minutes. I'm not saying I'm watching entire Portland games, but I've watched a lot of the fourth quarters and OTs that they've been in.
The Scoot thing is lingering.
Well, it's an injury that they always say 4 weeks, and then it's like 12.
I just would like to see Scoot.
I know.
They're fun. Portland is super fun to watch. They're starting to get the injury thing. Like Sharp was out last night. Drew's been out the last couple of games. They're starting to just not have a lot of guys.
Avdia was a borderline like third-team All-NBA guy for the first 5 weeks of the season. I can't believe how good he is now. And House was saying that this was a version of this was lurking in him in Washington. You could see it, but I don't think even House. Nobody thought he was going to be a 25-a-game guy.
That trade, I've talked about it on my pod. That trade was polarizing when it happened among front office people. I got it for both teams and just remember thinking like, this guy's good and his contract is crazy. Like Avdia's contract is crazy good. He's a very good player.
That's one of those, if OKC was worse, Presti would have gotten him somehow. Like, yeah, we'll take him. Sounds great, but he doesn't need him because he's got 15.
I'm mad you took Portland because we've now reached the point where
it's getting dark.
I'm not that excited on this. I'm excited to watch any basketball. But we're now reaching the point where I'm not that excited. I will take Phoenix.
I had them next.
Workmanlike, dependable, gritty. This is the team Matt Ishbia said he was going to put together, that they were going to put together. Tough, a team the city can be proud of. They play hard. They defend. They have a transcendent
good
guard,
chemistry,
a highlight machine. They've said Dylan Brooks is causing a ruckus at the minute he gets out on the court. Yeah. They're fun to watch.
Grayson Allen's been rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Booker finally looks like he's one of the best players in the league, who's not one of the top best players in the league, but that next level, he's back in that conversation again. He was not for the last 2 years for me. Yeah, the Suns fans could settle down like a whiff.
Gillespie? How about Gillespie?
Yeah. Well, but it's like, on the one hand, yeah, we're way more likable this year, and we might have a chance to win between 35 and 40 games, right?
The schedule is about to get hellish for them.
And Ishbia, the chest is out a little, is out for the year. You did trade all your picks and all your swaps for the next 6-7 years. Like, I'm glad you're more watchable, but settle down would be my advice to everybody involved, including Eddie Johnson, my arch nemesis. That Eddie Johnson just needs he just needs to settle down.
Don't tempt Ishbia. Don't tempt him. Because he's been quiet.
Cool.
He's been quiet.
Just play cool, man.
But he has been playing. Have you heard from him for a while?
No, just let the team speak for itself. It's a way more likable team. Your star is re-engaged. By the way, the Maljudge doesn't play.
No. Well, they have 3 rotation centers ahead of him. And they knew he was going to be
one of them they should trade because there's a lot of teams that need centers. All right. It's really rough now. I'm going to take New Orleans next. Okay. Just because for the same train wreck first 7 weeks of the year, just watching different, like, I wanted to see Queen, who only recently started playing. Fears is better than I thought, although he's another one where I'm not what you're ceiling as a team if he has the ball all the time. Probably not that high.
We don't got to worry about that yet.
I'm just thinking like 8 years from now. But he's better than I thought, and he's competitive. And Zion will come back eventually. This team could be higher on my next time we do this.
Zion came back last night. And looked okay. Still, he looked good. He's a good player. He just hasn't reached the level he was at before the injury in the play-in game.
Would you trade for him?
No. No.
Would you trade Kuminga and a contract for him?
Okay, stop.
Why stop? If you're like a smart, good team with a great training staff, you wouldn't roll the dice?
I don't know.
Would you trade Jalen Green for him?
Would I trade Jalen Green for Zion?
I have no idea what his trade value is. Would you trade Michael Porter Jr. for him?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
This is really depressing.
Yeah, Jalen Green.
Would you trade Anthony Simons in a contract for him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're here. We've arrived.
Why not?
Anthony Simons.
He's non-guaranteed. His deal is non-guaranteed after this year. As it is, it's has that weird thing where it cycles every year.
Did I tell you? Well, my next pick. Oh no, you have a pick.
Yeah,
I'll do it when we do our next pick. New Orleans is the sad situation. The crowd has never seemed more depressed or empty. It's really dark.
But Queen is good.
Queen's good.
Let's zoom out. The Queen's main plot
the
point
idea
is
of the
Queen
trade made
is
sense.
good.
The idea made sense.
And Queen and Zion looked like a good offensive tandem.
Really like
last
Queen.
night.
All the ringer draft guys like Queen. Like we all like Queen. They're just they gave up too much.
You know what's one small thing I really wish for the Pelicans? I just really wish that alleged shooting guard Jordan Hawkins could make more shots. That's all. Just every time he comes in, he just missed like 7 more shots.
Not good for 2 years.
I know. All right, we've reached the by default stage of this draft. I will by default take a team who fell 11 spots from my preseason rankings.
Orlando?
To now, the Orlando Magic. It's
awful to watch.
It's just been not fun.
It's awful to watch.
And I thought the project...
None of them seem happy either.
I thought the project of the puzzle-solving nature of this would make for exciting night-to-night watching. And it just hasn't, in part because they're struggling. Like, they can't find the corner pieces anywhere. The puzzle's not really being solved. Suggs is I guess Suggs just can't play back-to-backs ever and will be on... His minutes are going up, but, is he ever going to just be a full-time, 35-minute-a-game player ever again?
They had a really, really fun game against Houston that I watched the second half in the OT of. And I was like, all right, there's hope.
There's hope. There's not no hope at all. They're over 500, 8-7.
Yeah, but you know who they remind me of?
This is a watchability rating.
You know who they remind me of, sadly? The year, Kyrie's last Celtic year when Hayward came back, and you watch them, and it just was off. And it was like, well, this feels off. What's off about this? All of these guys are good. I'm watching this and something doesn't add up and nobody seems really that happy on a basketball court and what's missing? And you just kind of stared at it for 3 months and there was no answer. And then it started to leak out that this guy's unhappy, that guy's unhappy. This guy thought he was going to get more shots. I just wonder with Orlando, like there's a happiness quotient with them that I'm in LA watching this team on my TV. Like I'm not an expert on this. I'm not in the locker room. But something just feels off from a basketball playing standpoint.
I'm giving it more time. I don't disagree with you. I'm just giving it more time because they have found a way to get to 8 and 7, which makes them a game out of 4th in the East. So let's just see if the defense
Bane hasn't played. He hasn't shot well.
No, let's see how the defense, if it can find something like its level from the last couple of seasons, and it's starting to trend a little bit more that way.
One more break and then we'll do the end. Well, there's 7 teams left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Boston Celtics.
Shocker. I couldn't believe you took them off the board for me.
The last watchable team because the bottom 6 are brutal. Celtics, here's what's going on with the Celtics that's actually kind of fun. And I've actually weirdly enjoyed this season. But I wouldn't recommend it for everybody.
It's definitely not for everybody.
Keita, a real guy.
Yep.
And his advanced metrics are just jaw-dropping. He has like some of the best advanced metrics in the league. It makes no sense. Pritchard and Wright have a history with those guys. Jaylen Brown has been, I think, a really good scorer as a number 1 option. We'll see when they play some of the harder teams.
I've liked Jaylen Brown's season overall.
I like how he's playing. Like I was thinking about it watching being at that Nets game the other night. He was like really patiently getting good shots and creating good things. I was like, this guy, he's getting it. Hugo, I like Josh Minot.
Okay, now we're getting to
no, just as energy, random guys. But the team tries hard. They're over 500 miraculously. I don't know how much longer that's going to last. My dad not as happy though. No, he doesn't like what Joe's coaching this year.
Why? What's the gripe?
Threatening to demote. I'm gonna have to have him on. He's really upset with the Simmons yo-yo routine with Joe. I don't know if Joe likes Simmons, but it's really upsetting my dad. My dad's like, he had 25 in the first half against Orlando, and Joe's buried him ever since. It makes no sense.
It is. I had this conversation with some people who have come through here recently. It is almost jarring what a non-impact he's had on the team for 75% of the season. It just like he'll pop in a game and then
streaks,
and then it'll be like he played 16 minutes last night, was 2 of 7. I had one scout who was in town last week. We had lunch and he was like, I think they should maybe start him over Pritchard just to see.
So my dad says
if they can get him going that way and get him more engaged. And I know they're loyal to Pritchard. Pritchard's been good though. Pritchard's just a more competitive, feistier player than Anthony Simmons.
The team would be better if they started Simmons. But my dad doesn't think Joe likes him.
I mean,
I'm not worried about this being aggregated because my dad turns 78 next week, and I don't think people really ultimately care what my dad thinks. But my dad, who goes to the games and watches them, is very upset with Joe's treatment of Simmons.
Well, the minutes would suggest he doesn't have a huge amount of faith in him as a winning.
You scored 25 points in the first half and 0 points in the second half, and don't get any minute. That's just weird. I don't think Joe likes it.
You did text me earlier this week that you wanted me to start the Jordan Walsh first team all defense campaign on my podcast.
So Jordan Walsh had this moment against Maxey for 3 straight minutes. That was the most exciting moment of the real Celtic fans know what I'm talking about, where he just became Jonathan Isaac 3 years ago. Remember that Jonathan Isaac stretch where we were like, oh my God. And Joe has overreacted to it and like started Jordan Walsh in the Nets game. To me, he's like, there's certain guys in the league where you bring him in and you throw him on. And if he
guarded Harden to a game later and decently.
The one I'm really interested is SGA when they play them to watch him try to guard. Because on paper, the kind of guy, nobody's guarding SGA, but you want taller and you want to reach and you want him to hop around. I think he's like an elite defensive player. Not sure what else is there.
Is the SGA thing, is that you trying to brainwash a Western Conference team to trade like 2 first-round picks for Jordan Walsh? Like we need an SGA stopper for the playoffs.
I will say this, though. I'm glad you brought that up. I do think he has value for a really good team because I think he can come in.
I knew it.
No, but I wouldn't trade him, though, unless it was like a stupid offer. I think He went from like he's a G League guy to wow, this guy can actually guard real scorers. Like what he did to Maxey, I was shocked by. I think Maxey was shocked.
Are you at all concerned that Shireman is on the fringes of all of this in year 2?
I'm not seeing it with him.
Okay, so he was what 30th pick, so it's you know.
I'm going to whisper this one. I'm not seeing it with Garza either. I don't think there's anything there from what I've seen so far. I wish them the best. Hauser's the one that, that like for some reason gravity has become the term of the year in the NBA, and everybody, you watch the studio shows and like gravity, this guy's gravity, Steph Curry's gravity, they miss Jason Tatum's gravity. I'm not buying the gravity thing. It is interesting to watch these guys who were awesome 3-point shooters when all of a sudden they're in a normal basketball situation and the percentages go from 44 to 33 because guess what? When you're on a worse team, 1 out of every 10 of your threes now are going to be terrible shots.
Yeah.
And that's going to go down.
The old usage versus efficiency trade-off. Derek White, in related news, is shooting 31% on threes and 43% on twos.
Out of every 10 shots he took last year, there was one wide open, awesome shot. So it'd be like 9 shots and then this wide open, awesome shot that he usually made. And now that shot doesn't exist. Who do you have? Wow. So just for the people listening, we have 6 teams left. The Nets, the Wizards, the Pacers, the Grizzlies, the Kings, and the Clippers.
Can I pass?
No.
Washington.
A scouting thing.
Just let's watch some young guys play.
Yeah.
Can AJ Johnson get some minutes? Can we just go full entertainment? What are we winning? It's your 1-12. Can we give AJ Johnson some minutes?
The problem is they have 7 guys who are the same guy. And you can't like play more than 2 of those guys at the same time.
Why not? Who's saying no? What Wizards fan in the crowd is being like, we can't play this lineup against this team. Those Wizards fans don't even know who's on their own team. There's like 8 guys who know who's on the team.
Does Sarr do anything for you?
Yeah, I've always liked Sarr. Sarr's good.
Sarr's good. Redraft, I think he's won.
It's not a great draft.
It's not a great draft, but I think he's won. Would you rather have Shea or Shepherd?
Shepherd. Just for the upside right now. I think Shea is a stone cold lock to be a good rotation player, a good starter. I don't know. There's a lot of.
I think from what I've seen this year and his age, I think, and both of them are young. I think Shepherd. I think I would have him second. When he would have been like 10th if we did this 2 months ago.
Where would you have Tijon Solon of your Charlotte Hornets?
There's some moments
in the G League.
There's some moments.
Okay, I'm taking Washington over all these other teams. Trey J, just they aren't.
You know what Reed Shepherd needs to? He needs to. They need to show him like 100 hours of John Stockton being a dick footage. John Stockton setting hard screens and putting his elbow in. John Stockton tripping dudes. Like he needs to embrace his asshole John Stockton side. That's the next thing for him. Just feisty. I know I'm undersized, but I'll fight you. I always felt like John Stockton never got enough credit for that. Just like a mean-spirited player.
We're at the point of the show where if you want to put CJ McCollum in a fake trade, this is the time to do it.
I know, poor CJ. I think I've put him in more fake trades than any player in the history of the league.
He certainly thinks you have.
I know, but most of the time it was justified, and he did get traded. It's tough. I don't see it. I think he's a buyout guy, and I think teams would just go like, we'll get him in the end of February.
Sadly, I feel the same way about Middleton, who looks like he's moving in molasses, and Corey Kispert suddenly is a non-factor. The veterans are not doing a ton for the young guys.
I think this might be the way it plays out with the Celtics, with Simmons. It might be a buyout thing where...
That would be disappointing from their perspective.
Yeah. But it might be how it plays out, considering his minutes have been yanked around. And I still think a lot of teams have the $27 million salary spot to flip.
I know who you're taking next, by the way. I know what you're going to do.
I'm taking the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing how I had them 27th, and they were actually 21st in my preseason, so I was not excited to watch them off the jump. I had them 27th among these dregs, and I was like, I didn't even think that hard about it. It's just not fun to watch.
No,
it's just it's a chore.
I burned out on Harden like 6 years ago, so that part's not great. But I couldn't put them below any of the next 4 teams. I don't know what the Clippers do. They don't have their pick, as we mentioned 9 times.
Well, they are one of the, they don't, not only do they not have their pick, they have this whole thing hanging over them, right? Like, what's going to happen? Is this investigation going to amount to anything? What's going to happen? Derek Jones Jr. out.
I don't
6 weeks.
I honestly don't think they care. I think Ballmer is be like, whatever. I mean, if they don't even have any picks to be penalized from. They get fined. Ballmer's rich.
They do have
He gets
picks.
banned from, what are they going to take their 2032 first?
But that would really be devastating for them if
I
they
don't
did.
think he's doing that.
Okay.
I think it could be a huge fine and he's banned from going to games for a year. Something like that.
I do think he cares that they are. I mean, I said this earlier in the week. The best thing they have going for them is they're 11th. The 4 teams below them are in just as much, if not a worse situation, just as much shit as they are
in these games. They're not getting killed.
Utah's 5-9. Portland's now 6-9. The Suns' schedule is about to toughen up. It's like by default they should be a play-in team. Like they shouldn't have to do anything crazy to make the play-in.
Yeah,
but
and they have these 2 big expiring contracts that they can take a swing.
If they're bad, like this bad, they're going to do something because as much as you think they might be realistic about what their chances actually were, and I think they were pretty realistic, I don't think they expected anything like this. I mean, this is, and you throw in the Beal disaster, Jones injury,
Well, look at their losses. Utah opening night, not great.
Awful. As bad a loss for an allegedly good team as you'll see.
At Golden State. Home Miami, lost by 1. OKC, no shame in that.
No.
At Phoenix, mildly shameful.
Got swept by Phoenix. That was
home for Phoenix. Yeah. Now a little shamey. Hawks, not surprised. Denver, not surprised. Beat Dallas in 2 OTs. And lost to the Celtics and Sixers by 3 and 2 in games. I watched both of those fourth quarters. Those games were close.
The Celtics one was kind of one of those miracle. It was like a 10-point game, and then they just went 3
they hung around.
Yeah, they did. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's as bleak as it seems, but they do have the next 4 on the road and 2 home, and then the next 5 on the road, ending with Minnesota and OKC. So you're right. But the ship might have sailed.
I don't want to pick anybody
I would say they're number 1 for panic trade for me, though.
I mean, like I made a fake Anthony Davis trade for them right away. And just because I just think this is untenable for them to be. No, I think they keep Zubats.
Why do I do that if I'm Dallas?
What are they getting? I don't think there's I don't think they're going to get a mother load for Anthony Davis. The contract and the looming.
Would you take Zubats and John Collins and some swap in 9 years from now, and that's it? I don't even know if that's legal in the cap, but something of that vicinity.
I would love to get
would you rather have Zubats at the price he's at with coming up for a new contract or Anthony Davis?
Zoo, I think.
Right. I mean, but that would be the panic trade. So maybe it's just Zubats and John Collins for Anthony Davis.
See, that I feel like they just don't think that does enough for them. It has to be more additive than that.
All right, who do you have with the 27th pick in our draft?
I got to cross off the Clippers. Okay. I guess I will go Memphis.
Yeah.
Just for the theater of
Ja Morant.
Is this going to be a DEFCON 1 Ja tunes out the coach game or a DEFCON 3 Ja tunes out the coach game? And how is that going to, manifest itself in the game?
I don't know how this strategy.
And Edie's back. I'm interested in Edie.
I don't understand how this is a strategy that succeeds. Like if there was some podcaster that was trying to.
Oh, and Cedric Howard. I should have mentioned that right off the bat. That guy's
good draft. There's some podcaster that's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'd like to go to a place like The Ringer. And we listened to the podcast and he was just milling it in and acting crazy in the podcast and doing weird shit.
I'm banking this in my head for like a year or 2 from now.
No, I just wouldn't be like, oh man, I hope that guy becomes available. We can turn him around. Like people have scouts at these games watching, Ja Morant just not look like he gives a shit.
Well, how about Ja Morant shooting like 30% for the season?
How about the history of super explosive guards as they hit their late 20s who have had a lot of injuries? Like there's red flags all over the place, not to mention all the other shit that happened with them. I don't think it's going to be a hard one to trade. I have Sacramento as my next team. There's no reason other than there's only a couple teams left. I do like watching Doug Christie coaching. I think it's been pretty funny. I like the shots of Vivek just silently stewing in his courtside seat. It's been hilarious.
I wonder if he's sitting there thinking, I wonder if he's so delusional that he's sitting there when he's stewing like that. The stewing is not, boy, our roster sucks. And I made some bad calls. It's like, man, if we just fucking coach, if we just had a better fucking coach,
right.
You know, like maybe I should.
They like Doug Christie.
Who could I go back? Is Jaeger available? Is Michael Malone available? Who did we fire?
Back.
Who did we fire that's available? Because I think this team, like, there's something here. If we just had the right coach to get it, we're 3-12 with a minus 12-point differential. But if we just tweak the offense a little bit, tweak the sub patterns.
No, I think it's more like when Keegan Murray comes back, this is all going to fall into place.
Yeah, that's like what we
just need Keegan back.
Yeah. Do you think in the coaches' meetings before the game, they just pick a number out of a hat and that's how many minutes Keon Ellis is going to play on that particular day?
I would have already traded for him.
7 minutes tonight.
I would have already traded for him.
Tonight, the other 32 minutes and he starts.
Yeah.
Great train wreck potential. All right. Then the last two picks are Indiana and Brooklyn.
No, I'm up. I have 2 picks
left. Didn't you just pick the Kings?
No, we have 3 picks left. You took the Kings.
Oh, I took Memphis. You took the Kings.
Oh, I did take the Kings. There's 2 picks left then.
I will just honor the defending Eastern Conference champions by saving them the indignity of not going last.
I didn't realize that they moved the tanks to Indy until like a couple days after it happened. That the tanks got brought into the state of Indiana.
Well, they're getting healthier now, though.
I think they've made their decision on what they want to be this season, and I fully support it.
And by the way,
there's no better tanking situation ever than the most beloved finals loser we've probably ever had, with the start to finish awesome season, tragic ending, iconic all-time Pacers team. This would be the most beloved Pacers team they've ever had. And now they get to tank. It'll be over in 5 months, right? April 10th, it's over. You can start watching college now. Enjoy yourselves, guys.
I mean, look, you and I are captains of the Tim Duncan is historically underrated brigade. Like the Tim Duncan is a top whatever player.
Every year we lose people.
I don't say his name in vain. I don't mean to even bring up his name in this way. This could be the best single season tanking scenario since the Spurs got Tim Duncan. This team coming back.
You mean like a team being able to get a major guy?
A very clearly good team,
right? That
is decimated, takes a gap year, miraculously gets its own 2026 pick back in a trade at the 2025
during
draft.
The finals.
That's
the
right.
Trade they made during the finals when we were together.
Not knowing that Tyrese Halliburton is about to get injured and that whole season is going to go up in smoke for them. Gets everyone healthy. They're not old. And they're just like, we'll just add potentially the number 1 pick, the number 3 pick, the number 4 pick, a guy who can probably come in and give them real minutes next year. They're going to have to solve the center position, all that. But like, it's honestly a pretty, like, if you're going to suffer that kind of blow, and it was horrible, and like it still gets talked about every time I go out for lunch or drinks or coffee with anybody, that injury and the what if of all that and that miraculous playoff run, it's a pretty good, I mean, this is an objectively, like, people haven't wrapped their minds around it yet, but the finals Pacers are going to come back, sans Miles Turner, and with a top 5 pick. We started with the Nets and we end with the Nets.
I wish there was another team I could take. I keep looking. Is there another basketball team?
Can we count like the teams the international teams that played exhibition games in the preseason?
There's still no other teams. I just think it's a disgrace.
Oh,
this is the NBA at its worst.
Disgrace?
This is the NBA at its worst. A team that sucked for a couple years now and wanted to suck again. I don't understand in a draft that had so many good players that they took 5 guys that not one of them has jumped out to me yet.
It's so early.
I know, but it's just like, this is a disgrace of a team. It's just terrible what they did. This is the NBA. And
so do their draft.
We never solved the NBA correctly with shit like this. It's embarrassing to watch.
So if you do the draft over again, Coward is there for them at 8.
Listen, they passed on, even if they had taken Murray Boyles or Coward. Like, you have to think Demon is like awesome, and I don't even know what position he is. He made a couple threes against Celtics, but for the most part, it doesn't seem like he can shoot. And it's not like he's an elite playmaker. I don't see it at all.
I'm just saying that's the one. Because
even if they had taken Derek Queen, it made more sense to me.
The other picks are 19, 22,
I still
26,
like
27. Who hasn't played? Talk about a guy who hasn't made an impression. He hasn't played yet.
Clifford, like Gonzalez. But like, why take all these guys who all play the same position? I just don't understand anything.
There's no one below 15, 16.
Yeah, after 15,
that is making.
But why keep all the picks?
I'm sure they tried something.
I don't think they tried anything. They were like proud of we like all 5 of these guys. The whole thing was stupid.
Coward is the one that got away.
Horrible.
Because he looks like a star. I mean, a star.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how different the vibe would be in Brooklyn if one of those picks was Cedric Coward? There'd be legitimate, like, Brooklyn has a guy, a homegrown guy.
Well, the other thing with Demon is they might have been able to get him later or use 2 picks to trade up for him, Also, like, if Dumars wanted Queen that bad, why didn't you trade him the 8th pick?
Yeah, we'd have to do a whole oral history of who called who, when, and how many teams knew. And, because there was all the way up to Chicago. Down Chicago's.
Well, so he traded for the 13th pick to take Queen.
Yeah. Chicago's 12.
Would he have traded for the 8th pick to take Queen? Probably. And would you have done that if you're Brooklyn in 5 seconds? Also, if Joe Dumars takes over a team, I'm calling him constantly to make sure he's not going to do anything. I want to be his first trade.
Would they have just taken Queen at 7 if they couldn't have acquired another first-round pick with which to trade up?
Possibly. I like Queen.
But the Nets still have cap space.
That pick cost them one of those things. Well, they have cap space and the ability to maybe grab some more non-lottery picks that are not going to play for them.
You do wish, even after 20 games, Joman is the closest one that's like, he's had a couple of moments. You just do what, like every time Drake Powell gets on the floor and does anything, like gets a stop, Nets fans are like, see? Drake Powell, it's like, yeah, he scored 4 points. For a team that like doesn't really have anybody right now. The
one defensible one is Porter has played better,
irrefutably
than Cam Johnson.
Porter's been very good.
Cam Johnson struggled early. I love that trade for Denver, but if you're Brooklyn, you have to be delighted with Porter.
I liked that trade for Brooklyn. You and I disagreed heartily on that. I liked it for both teams.
You like Porter more
I
than
liked
me,
it for both teams. I think the pick they got is potentially super valuable. And we'll see. It's 2032 pick. Noah Clowney's playing well. Did that do anything for you? Walking by Barclays Center and seeing a giant Noah Clowney with his arms folded, looking tough. Like, this is come. No, they watch.
Did that.
Yeah.
I like Clowney, and he's gonna have a moment for somebody because he's like the kind of aggro feisty guy. He'll mix it up. I'll predict it. Prediction of the year right here. Clowney, Ron Holland. They're going to mix it up at some point. Maybe Isaiah Stewart will come in.
If Isaiah Stewart comes in, that's not going to go well for Noah Clowney.
This be a good social media clip for us.
2-on-1 tag team.
Well, then Nick Claxton will come in on the other side, and there'll just be a lot of this happening.
Nick Claxton alternates just from afar between the poles of it's kind of fun. Like, these young guys, like, I really care about Brooklyn. I care about this franchise, and like I'm trying my best to be a role model. And just dejected, like, man, I just can't believe I'm still here. And this is what the team is.
Yeah, I wouldn't, from what I've seen from an energy/demeanor standpoint, I wouldn't be frothing at the mouth to try to trade for Nick Claxton. Tough one, though. Take the money. Can't blame him for that. All right, we're wrapping up. Do you want to, you don't have another podcast this week, right?
I don't think so.
Do you want to do one big prediction for the weekend before we go?
Sure. I haven't looked at any of the games.
Any sort of prediction in general?
Other than Friday night's
biggest league
showdown.
No, not even for a game. Biggest league story you're monitoring over the next few days that you're the most interested in?
Can you go first, or I'll go first? Biggest league story.
Well, the most fun thing is the Detroit streak.
That's a good one.
They're at 11. Whether Toronto is for real, I think they're going to beat a couple of these bad teams, and them being 12-5, I think is interesting. Houston always, but number one is LeBron.
Number one's LeBron. The Lakers.
That's the one I'm most interested in.
Fitting in, not fitting out. And I will go like, how do the Bucks fare without Giannis for an extended stretch of time?
Can they tread water?
Even if it's just 6-7 games, is it 0-6 or is it 3-3?
0-6 could, yikes.
That's a good one. Denver, Houston on Friday is appointment viewing. Is that the first like?
I changed my flight going home to make sure, even if it was delayed, I wasn't going to miss any of that game.
I remember flying back from LA 2 seasons ago and realizing 2 days before that it was the first Denver-Boston game of the year. We all thought Denver and Boston were going to meet in the finals. And I couldn't change my flight, and the Wi-Fi worked just well enough that I could stream the game. It was a great game too. Is this the first game, the first head-to-head game that it's like, now we have enough information about both of these teams. They're as good as we thought, better probably in Houston's case. Is this the first like, all right.
Yeah, they haven't played yet.
Buckle up. I got to sit and watch this one.
The problem is no Brown.
Like New York, Cleveland, there were a bunch of injuries both ways.
Yeah.
Bunch of like big injuries.
Well, has OKC played Denver yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Denver, Houston, I think from a matchup, we didn't get to see a version of this last year with the type of players we have in the series or a game. Throwing them against each other is probably the matchup I'm the most
We're
interested in.
We're going to see at the same time, I bet we see it, Valanciunas Jokic versus Adam Şengün.
Double
same
Twin
time.
Towers?
Yeah, same time. Like, let's just,
oh my God.
Let's just go crazy.
That would be pretty good. Who guards Durant? Gordon?
Valanciunas, just throw him on there. Gordon, if he plays, he sat out last night, I assume just for precautionary reasons. Watson has been playing a lot because of Christian Brown's injury. I bet he gets a shot.
Before we go, I haven't talked to you since you lost your live show virginity.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, of all places.
Yeah, why not?
You had a good time?
Great time. It was
had some guests, good crowd.
Finchy brought it. I told him you got to bring the heat.
Some laughs.
He brought it. Dante brought it. It was good.
What's the next city you think?
We're talking about it. We're definitely going to do one here in New York. And then we are debating one other city. I think we're going to try to do 3 this year. New York, I insisted on because this is my home. And,
yeah, that's a layup.
And we got a few. Do you just want me to name them that are in candidates or not? I mean,
no, you don't need to. Okay. I know they're percolating with Elizabeth.
Yeah,
our beloved
they're percolating. She sent me a long email yesterday that I have not yet responded to with this in mind. But it was fun. It's actually, I haven't gone to a bunch.
Yeah.
As a fan.
Yeah, true.
And appeared on a couple. Like I knew that it was going to be way different than a normal podcast, but the level of difference was jarring and like kind of shook me up for the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was very concerned about time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as an audience member, you start approaching 2 hours and I start to be like,
hour 45.
Yeah, I wanted an hour and a half before Q&A. And I was going to monitor the time very carefully. And I left my phone in the green room. So I had no idea how long anything was taking. So I was rifling through the couch cushions thinking my phone was in there. That stressed me out. And it turned out we were in faster than expected. So I did all right. So I learned a lot. Next one will be even better. But it was fun. It was cool to meet people.
I did a Den of Thieves rewatchables. And I brought the wrong iPad out. And the battery died. And Chris Ryan had to ad-lib for like 2 minutes while I ran backstage. And he just had to freelance. We still got
to get me on rewatchables. Like
I know when you come to LA.
I don't know. We're going to play it. We can book it. You know what I watched for the first time this week on my Peloton rides? First time. One of those movies that I just missed. Casino.
Oh my God!
I'd never seen it before.
It's great.
It's a great time.
It's great.
Yeah,
my wife, little brother. To
my wife
Goodfellas.
texted me mid Peloton ride yesterday, and she was like, "Can you turn that down? It's a lot of swearing, and our daughter can hear the entire thing." And it was Pesci and De Niro arguing in the desert, and it was just like it was bad.
Yeah, because you have this weird TV movie life where your wife is just like some movies are a non-starter with
violence.
Violence, she's out.
Yeah, Casino she would have lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah, so you almost have to like sneak in these things to get a taste of. Like The Beast in Me on Netflix. Your wife wouldn't watch, but it's really good.
Don't even know what that is. You recommended Task. It's in the
Task is great. That's another one. Yeah, there's some good ones. All right, Zach Lowe, pleasure as always. Thanks for taking the train to come see us.
Great time.
Great to see you. All right, we had to do Ringer 107, even though we just went 2 hours with Zach Lowe. Joe House is here. This has been an Action Pass BS pod. What a week for me, for the listeners. The mailbag came back this week, House. It's just like it's like it never left.
Mailbag and league pass rankings. I mean, seriously, just throwing 95.
What year is this? I don't even know. We're going to talk football. We went 3-2 last week. There is a 5-way tie in the Ringer 107. It is just the definition of mediocrity. But this is perennially right around when I usually get hot.
Okay.
Right around Thanksgiving.
Speak it into existence, buddy.
I usually start coming on. We have a nice feel for the season. You have a real feel for what teams want to do and not do. And we're going to rip through the games right now. The stayaways for me this week are Bears, Steelers, no thanks. Packers, Vikings, no thank you. Ravens, Jets.
Why don't you want to bet on the Packers? Why?
I don't want to lay the points with the Packers when I can't figure out what the F is going on with them, and I don't want to bet on J.J. McCarthy. So it's a stay away from me.
The not betting on J.J. McCarthy is very, very sound strategy. But
I don't want to put the Packers in a
less
tease.
Than a touchdown?
I don't want to lay a touchdown with them.
They're at home at less than a touchdown against J.J. McCarthy.
Good luck. Ravens, Jets, staying away. Maybes. I liked Panthers +7 against the Niners a little bit, and you did not. You don't like Bryce Young on the road? What are your other reasons?
That's it. That's the reason. Well, and also this version of the San Francisco offense, right? We finally, this is their offense. They saw what we saw against San Francisco.
We lost it on a parlay last
against
week.
Arizona. Wow,
the Cards +13.5.
That was so dumb. I don't want to.
The case for the Panthers is I still think the Niners defense is hot garbage.
It's
and
fine.
Brissett was moving the ball all up and down the field on them.
Yes.
And the points should have been higher. The guy fumbled on the goal line as he was running in.
Yeah.
But they were moving the ball whenever they wanted. So the question is, could the Panthers just move the ball whenever they want on this team?
They want to run the ball, and they're very good at running the ball, the Panthers. But I'm looking at the other side of things, which is the San Francisco offense, which really
it's a juggernaut. I didn't like going against it last week, and it was not. I did not have a good time. So we're staying away from that. Eagles, Cowboys, I just want to stay away from. You probably have a lean either way on this. You had the Eagles last week as your wise wager. You tried to talk me into it for Ringer 107. I didn't want to do it. They killed the Lions. Eagles are -3.5 at Dallas. There's just enough there with that Dallas team, and especially with the cheap touchdown at the end. I just a stay away. I don't want either of those, but
I would really go hard if it was 3. And at different points, it's been 3. Like it's the Eagles are favored -3.5 at even money, at +100.
Yeah.
The 3.5 for Dallas is -122. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, just put the 3 out.
And then a big maybe for me, which you're just going to reject like a
like Dikembe,
like a transplant or Dikembe Mutombo.
Give it the
Browns +3.5 against the Raiders. The Raiders can't block at all. We saw that last week against Dallas, which they single-handedly vindicated the Quinn Williams trade. Just whiffing. So I watched the entire game on my flight to New York City. Some of the worst offensive line play I've seen all year. So the case would be the Browns defense is just going to single-handedly win this game. The case against it is it's the Browns offensive line on the road with Shadur Sanders, who could not have looked worse. Now he gets to practice with the first string all week. They're getting 3.5 points against a Vegas team that's bad. You could argue this line should just be even because who the hell knows what's going to happen. But I can't bet on Shadur as a Ringer 107 pick. When we're trying to win Ringer 107, we just can't.
We can't do it. No. I
did think about it, though.
I would, I don't have enough information to make the strenuous case I'd like to make to take the Raiders.
No, we're never taking the Raiders. I'm not doing
so that's fine. Okay. Duly noted. There's no reason.
They're awful.
They're
Patriots
very bad.
losing to the Raiders in week 1 is in the running for dumbest result of the season, like in retrospect. What would the Pats be favored now against them? Like 13?
Yeah. Easy double digits.
Some parlay games for you. We have the Seahawks money line. They're favored by 13.5 in Tennessee. Couple reasons to be slightly afraid of that game. Zabel's probably out. Simmons is back for Tennessee. It's a lot of points for a road favorite, and I would like to steer clear. Lions, Giants. Lions minus 10.5. Lions coming off a bad loss. Lions with some starters back. Lions, for instance, could be parlayed. The money line Lions with the Chiefs minus 1.5 gets us under minus 120. It's minus 113.
We have to go back to the Chiefs.
Are the Chiefs going to go 5-6?
Why can't they? Tell me why they can't.
Okay, we'll talk about them in a second. And then Patriots, Bengals, that line dropped to 6.5. The money line's lowered because there's a possibility of a Joe Burrow comeback.
Just insane to me.
Know why that would happen. No Jamar Chase.
How does that make any sense whatsoever for Cincinnati?
Awful
what
defense.
Possible explanation.
And then the ones that I really like, Jaguars at Arizona. I know there's some red flags with going into Arizona, and there's always red flags with taking the Jags.
On the road. Can't take the Jags on the road. Can't do
Except we're going to. It's because it's going to be one of my
your
picks.
Pick. That's fine.
It's minus 2.5. No Marvin Harrison. Arizona's defense is horrible. Like horrible. Like that. San Francisco wasn't just scoring last week. They were doing whatever they wanted on defense. I don't know what happened to Gannon and the defense in general. It's in Arizona, but they don't have a home field advantage. It's not like it's outdoors, it's going to be cold. Oh, it's in Florida, it's going to be humid. It's just in a dome, and with depressed fans, they're 3-7. The team's done. The Cardinals have given up 84 points in the past 2 weeks. I think Gannon's and next coach fired. At least there's a whiff of it now. And then here's the other thing, House. Jacksonville, say what you want about them, but they're second against the run defensively. And the Cardinals can't run the ball. So this is just Brissett trying to keep them in it. And I think Brissett's kind of shown, he can put up garbage time stats, but I just think the Jaguars are going to win 11 or 12 games, and we're going to be like, what just happened? They play the Jets 2 more times. They play somebody else awful, the Titans. They have this game, like they already have 7 wins or 6 wins.
Yeah, I don't mind the case for the rest of the season or the case for them, threatening for a playoff spot. But we need more evidence. They lost to Jake Browning and Davis Mills this season. In fact, Davis Mills led Houston to, 21 points in the fourth quarter?
I'm aware. That saved us in Ringer 107.
Davis Mills did that against this Jacksonville team on the road. So Jacksonville had 2 consecutive weeks on the road against Vegas, which took Vegas failing on a 2-point try in overtime for Jacksonville to get the win, and then lost to Houston outright. They lost to Jake Browning in week 3.
Right.
Week 2. They have 1 win on the road, and it was against that San Francisco team where every single person on the team was in the hospital.
Counter, they still beat the Niners, who've been banged up all year and are just like a wounded
That's what
pit bull.
I just said. On the road.
No, but I know.
Their whole team in the hospital.
But I still think I still think you get credit for beating the Niners, even when the whole team's in the hospital, because they're well coached and they always whatever. They beat the Panthers in week 1. They beat the Chiefs in week 5. Granted, dumb game, but they did beat them. They beat the Chargers handily last week.
They did.
And here's my case. I just wonder if they're the good bad team. They're 6-4. Their real record is 3-2-5. 5 either-or games. So they're basically 3-2 in the either-or games. They're at Zona, at Tennessee, home Indiana, Apples, home Jets, at Denver, at Indianapolis, home Tennessee. There's 4 more wins in this. I just think they're going to be in the playoffs, and we're going to wonder what the F happened.
I don't disagree with you. But
they have to win this game to be in the playoffs.
I'm not going to. I'm going to accept your insistence. It's your pick. You're allowed to make it.
I watched that Cardinals team really carefully last week, and they sucked.
They did suck.
They just sucked.
But the problem is,
and I don't think it matters if they're. Does it matter where Arizona plays? Does it? Oh, they're in Arizona. Watch out. Why does that have to matter?
They played against an offense that by priors, that San Francisco offense on priors coming into the season, San Francisco was supposed to be an 11 or 12 win team based on the offense that for the first time this season, that group of skill players had played 9 snaps together before this Arizona game. And so, there is a difference in class between that San Francisco offense with all of their talent out there. Also, the familiarity of Shanahan against Gannon, against Arizona. Radically different thing for this because Trevor Lawrence, he sucks. He sucks. So just be aware of what we're doing here.
Listen. It was very hard to find 5 picks this week.
Okay.
I have them marked down. I have the Bucks plus 6.5 against the Rams marked down because I think the Bucks are I watched that entire Bucks-Bills game. They were leading in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I actually think their defense is pretty good. I know they got lit up by Buffalo, but Allen was just out of his mind.
Allen. They got lit up by Josh Allen.
The Patriots, I thought they did a good job. They gave up 2 dumb plays. The question is, can the Rams get some explosives on them? But this just felt like I thought this was a flash sale line to me. I just blink test in my head. It should be 4 or 4.5. And the Rams are just getting 2 extra points for being home. Their offense did mostly jack shit. That's what last week.
Are we not
Seattle.
getting 7 in that game? It's just 6.5.
7?
No, we're only getting 6.5.
Yeah, I thought it was 6.5.
Another one where, the proper price is 7, but it's 6.5 at 102.
Looks like Irving and Goodwin are going to play. And then the Rams just had their biggest win of the year last week, which I was like the week after for that. I just feel like Tampa's going to hang around.
I don't have an argument. It's too many points. I like where your head is at on Tampa.
And then this was not a game I had. And I know all the cases for it, but you were intrigued by the Saints minus 1.5 against the Kirk Cousins Falcons. And after you suggested it, I did get excited about the chance to bet against Kirk Cousins and Raheem Morris, who I talked about in my mailbag.
2 of the greats.
The man, the worm himself.
The worm. There you go.
So the Saints are bad, but what is it? It's 1.5 in their home.
Yes.
Coming off the Panthers 2 weeks ago and then had a bye.
Yep.
Shucks. Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. There's some signs of life there. They only traded they only traded Rashid Shaheed, They didn't trade the entirety of their offensive skill position nucleus.
Also, these two, the fan bases hate each other.
Yes.
So this is not a let's roll over this week. This is like, we actually hate the Falcons. Let's like jam a stake into their heart.
Kirk Cousins without Drake London. And
no Drake London.
The impact on Atlanta's offense when Drake London plays versus when he doesn't play, specifically on the run game, they are a yard per attempt worse, a yard per carry worse, over a yard worse without Drake London on the football field. They're like 4-point-something yards per carry with him when he plays and in the mid-3s when he doesn't play.
All right.
We're not going to have any more opportunities to bet against Kirk Cousins. That's the most important thing. That's
the thing. And technically, we could say the same thing about Shadur Sanders, but I'm not taking Vegas.
And the same thing about JJ McCarthy. Like, I would bet against all of them. I already have. I'm happy to have less than a touchdown against JJ McCarthy. You kidding me?
I can't do it.
That's fine. You have to give me one of them. And the one for me is the Saints. I'll gladly back the Saints here.
It was interesting how some of the talking heads talked about McCarthy last week, where there was not a lot of yeah buts with him. The people who were like, I watched the All-22. They were some of the worst throws we've seen this season. Yeah, there was no rhyme or reason for where the ball was going. His feet aren't set. They've rushed him. This is a disaster. There's no real signs at all, except for that last drive, that there's something here. It was pretty sobering. I felt that way watching the game as we rooted for them.
Didn't enjoy
we had
it.
them in Ringer 107. I didn't enjoy it at all.
That was one where we made our pick on Thursday. I thought the defensive lineman, Jonathan Greener, was going to be playing. He is their primary pass rush
they lost him.
asset, and then he was ruled out after we made the pick. I got off of the position. I got out of all my Minnesota stuff. I bet on the Eagles last week. That covered off all the stupid
that
Minnesota
didn't help
money.
us with Banger 107.
We couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't our fault.
I just don't like the smell of that Packers team.
It doesn't smell good. I understand what you're saying.
I don't. When it's 3rd and 8, I just don't know what they do.
They don't either. That's the problem.
Jacobs is either not playing or he's going to play hurt.
Right.
Not awesome.
Right.
They drop balls all over the place.
They sure do.
Yeah, it's a stay away from me. I personally could see Minnesota winning that game, and I could see them losing by 25. Their rather stay away.
Defense is very good. That's the reason why I like the idea of Green Bay. Why I personally have already bet it.
So Chiefs Colts. There's 2 ways to go because we have the parlay. Because we're doing the Pats.
Okay.
The Pats are -6.5. I'm happy doing that straight up. I'm also happy doing them with a money line and like over 44.5 or something like that. And because there's going to be points in the game regardless. But I don't think people realize the Pats have played some decent to really good defenses the last few weeks. Even a team like the Jets that traded 2 of their guys, but their identity is defense. They're not awful. The Bengals are like reprehensible how bad they are in defense. And the Patriots should be able to move the ball up and down the field on them all game. I think it has blowout potential. They haven't had a blowout in a couple of weeks. There's a Burrow piece about him coming back, but it's only T. Higgins. I think the one bet I would say is I think Chase Brown, if you have him in fantasy or guillotine or whatever, he's just the exact type of guy that the Pats have had trouble with this season. But Pats and a parlay or tease. And then we have to figure out this Chiefs thing because the Lions have to be in a money line against the Giants with all their starters coming back, coming off a loss. Like the Giants are a mess. The Lions money line with the Chiefs is an easy way to do it.
Why can't we do the Lions money line with Seattle? Because we don't. Because
we're not nearly enough. Yeah, we're not nearly enough. Well, explain your hesitation with the Chiefs.
Who the hell are they? I have no idea who this team is.
They were winning that game, and it seemed like they were wrapping it up there against the Broncos, and then they just kind of died with 10 minutes to go.
Their defense doesn't get stops the way that defense used to get stops, got stops last year.
True.
What we're accustomed to, which is putting pressure. I kept waiting for the Chris Jones play. Where's the Chris Jones play? They put pressure on Nick. Nick's had all the time in the world in that fourth quarter, and he threw an absolutely beautiful ball to Troy Franklin, a beautiful ball. That secondary, that Chief secondary is poverty. There is no indication that they can slow anybody down. We've been watching it literally all season. We watched it the first week. Herbert threw all over that team. He had a field day. He had so much time, and he just picked them apart. And there really hasn't been any signs of progress, to my way of thinking. So I'm scared. I'm scared of the Colts' ability to get what they want whenever they want.
Daniel Jones?
After the Pittsburgh game, which was the classic perfect, put Danny Dimes outdoors, put him up against a physical kind of defense, and let him just turn into the pumpkin that he is.
Yeah.
That's the thesis for what you would say. That's the version of Daniel Jones that we expect here. Except they're coming off the bye, and Steichen's a pretty good coach. They might scheme up something to keep him out of harm's way. Now the best case for the Chiefs is that the Colts defense is extremely mediocre. That is a mediocre defense. The best, the Colts win games by outscoring the other team. And anytime we've seen them,
is that what they're trying this year? They're trying to outscore the other team.
I
haven't seen a strategy.
They're not stopping
their
opponent. You get it.
Yeah.
They're not winning
so
games
it sounds
by
like
stopping teams.
It sounds like you're more interested in moving the Colts line the other way.
No, I don't. I'm not. I want to stay away from that game. Personally, I don't want to bet it because tell me what version of the Chiefs is going to show up. Mahomes is running around. Part of the game script last week, why I liked the Chiefs to handle their business against Denver was that his unique ability to scramble for yards. He scrambled for shit. He didn't do anything with his legs. He was behind the line of scrimmage. They had him bottled up. That was
I give you some
part of the handicap.
Nothing to do with anything we've seen all season, combined with nothing about anything with the stats?
Yes. I can't wait to hear it.
The Chiefs are 5-5, and they've taken shit all week. All they've heard all week was, oh my God, this is a wrap. This could be done. They also need to win games to make the playoffs. I don't know if you've checked.
They really do.
They need to win some games now.
Really do. That's a true
running
story.
out of games in the season.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I don't know, man. Chiefs -1.5 with the Lions money line to beat the Giants, and just betting on the Chiefs to beat Daniel Jones by 2 in the biggest game they played all season.
We have 10 years of evidence that is what you're supposed to do. A full decade of solid evidence.
The Chiefs are going to go 5-6. Like, I'm honestly happy to lose the pick if they go 5-6. And here's the other thing about the game last week. Guys were open. Mahomes missed dudes. He missed guys deep. 4 times? He had plays. They had offense that they left on the field.
They've lost 2 games this season because he's thrown red zone interceptions. They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They had a red zone interception. There was some weird field position stuff in the second half or the special teams. And I just think it was a weird game.
Also another thing.
Well, let me ask you this.
Am I allowed to say out loud? Bleep this, please. Harrison Butker could go fuck himself. No, every week they have
we have Belle. Belle's here in New York City with me. She loved it. She also wants him to fuck himself. We on top of everything else, just go back to that. You watched that entire KC Denver game, as did I. Did Denver win that game or did KC lose it?
Both. But I give credit.
You have to pick one.
Denver won the game. Bo Nix had to drive them down the football field, had to make throws.
I think KC lost that game. I think they left plays on the field the whole time. I thought that interception by Mahomes, considering he's supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time, was abysmal. I can't believe he did that.
Inexplicable.
And their last drive was,
hot garbage.
I'm taking them. This is going to be, I get 2 picks, so this is going to be my other one. Are you good with Patriots -6.5 against the Bengals?
I sure am. If you want to put them in a parlay, that's fine too. I don't mind laying the points with the Patriots.
All right. The Ringer 107 is presented by FanDuel. First pick, we just argued about it for a while. We're going to take the Chiefs -1.5. They just need to win by 2. Parlayed with the Lions money line against the Giants, who stink. And the Lions coming off a loss where their playoff position is a little precarious and they're home.
Yeah.
And they're getting guys back. Come on. So Chiefs from 3.5 to 1.5 with the Lions money line. That's our first pick. House did not want me to do this, and I'm doing it. It's like when we were in college, when people had tequila with the worm in the bottle, and we were like, should we drink this?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You'll go crazy. You'll get brain damage. You're going to wake up tomorrow without your pants on. And you'll be like, all right, I'll try it. I'm trying the Jags on the road.
You can try it. Go ahead.
I might wake up with my pants down at 5 p.m.
I guarantee it.
West Coast.
Who knows where that worm is going to be?
Who knows? But Jags -2.5 in Arizona. This checks 100 stay the F away boxes. Arizona coming off 2 big losses in a row. The Jaguars with people believing. Trevor Lawrence on the road.
He stinks.
I get all of it. But I think the Jags can run the ball.
Okay.
And I think they're the good bad team.
Okay.
I think they're going to go 10-7, and we're not going to believe they went 10-7.
I'm going to root for the Jags this week. You picked them, I'm rooting for them.
Also, there weren't enough picks for this week. The last 3 we like. Bucks +6.5.
Solid.
In LA against the Rams. The Bucks suddenly with the Panthers breathing on their necks a little bit.
Yeah.
They need a win. They lost to the Bills and the Patriots in a row. Have some guys coming back, might be able to run the ball better, and Rams coming off a giant win. So we we call that a flash sale. Line's a little too high. House, you love the Saints -1.5 against Kirk Cousins. I don't know if anyone enjoys anything in life more than you enjoy betting against Kirk Cousins at this stage of his career.
All credit to that guy. He had an incredible once in a lifetime career. The amount of money that he made going from situation to situation, and at the exact right time, jumping at the biggest contract out there. Truly amazing. Truly one of a kind.
It's just a miracle.
Can't play professional football. What other evidence is there? We watched it last year. He got replaced last year because he can't run and he can't throw. Other than that,
he can't push off his leg to throw anything with mustard on it.
Other than that,
nice guy. I think he'll be a good announcer.
Oh,
Can't wait to have him in the booth.
Totally agree. Great sense of humor. I'm a Cousins fan.
Saints 1.5. Plus, 2 weeks ago, they beat the Panthers 17-7, which ain't nothing because the Panthers although the Panthers are a zigzag team.
The mother shuckers are ready. Believe me.
And then our last pick is the Patriots -6.5 in Cincinnati. This Patriots team likes playing on the road. That's one thing. No Jamar Chase because he decided to spit on Jalen Ramsey for reasons that remain unclear. It's just a fighting thing. You spit on somebody, you're going to get punched.
Yeah.
There's some good zags against the Patriots this week with some of the advanced metrics. They're getting a lot of this team isn't as good as. Meanwhile, Indianapolis gets none of
metrics.
But like that, their defense is very good. No, supporting that the Patriots are a little smoke and mirrors, all that stuff. It's fine.
Well, they played an easy schedule. They just beat the teams in front of them.
Was it easier than Indianapolis' schedule? Like, whatever. No Jamar Chase, and I think the Patriots, this has blowout potential. And also the Cincy fans are incredibly depressed by the team. So it's not like, I wouldn't say they have an awesome home field advantage.
Just remember, it's Thursday. Joe Burrow might play quarterback for the Bengals. They're that stupid. It might happen.
I get it. Okay. And if he does, the line maybe drops a point or two, and I'm fine living with it. I think it would be dumb for them to play Joe Burrow in this game when they have the Baltimore game.
I don't think Joe Burrow should play this season.
We will find out. Patriots -6.5 is our last pick. Those are the Ringer 107 picks brought to you by FanDuel. Odds subject to change. You've been betting on basketball.
I have been.
You've been dabbling, been doing stuff.
Been fun.
Who are you riding? Like we just did the league pass returns. You riding the Rockets and Pistons? Who else?
I have not. I'm just looking situationally. You have to have the time to do this, but the injury report, the direction of injury stuff, and the way the schedule is insane. You and I sat down together. What was it? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and you asked the NBA why they hate Golden State so much. Well, betting against Golden State, has been relatively profitable because the stretch that they just went on, it was like 7 road games in a row or 6 road games in a row, 7 games in 10 nights. What are we doing? It was Steph effing Curry.
I know.
One of the 3 most important players from a marketing standpoint.
Got mad about it.
So stupid. But guess what? Last night, the line opened up against the Heat. The Heat were small favorites. Then they got to be larger favorites as Steph was ruled out because he had rolled his ankle the night before. And then everybody on Golden State that sat out and Miami cruised. It was a great leg for a money line parlay. It was a great leg, laying the small set of points in the morning. So it's those kinds of opportunistic things. The other thing I'm doing is live betting. The Nets have lost 12 games. They've only been inside of 10 points in 2 of those 12 games. If you get into the fourth quarter and the game's relatively close, you can get a great price for the the points.
Some live betting advice from House.
The live betting stuff is really tremendous. The Nets to lose by 10 points, that outcome, when they're up against anybody that's reasonably good, that's a great angle to play.
Sounds like on the Ringer Gambling Show, we need a Damon Jones special every night where you're like, this is too good to be true.
Toronto was another one. Toronto, I've been riding 9 out of 10 wins. The market hasn't
Zach
really.
And I just talked about them in League Pass. They're playing good.
The 2
easy
teams
schedule too, so they're gaining some confidence.
The 2 teams that fit that are Phoenix and Toronto. Both of those, and the market hasn't really accounted for the identity of either one of those teams. Those 2 teams try. They're trying. They're not effing around. They're playing all the way through to the end. That's what you need at this early stage of the season.
I had a great cheeseburger at the Waverly Inn last night.
Oh, I'm so jealous. You're in New York.
I'm in New York. I'm about to leave, but I'm in New York, and it's cold.
East Coast.
Yeah, it's cold. There's a lot of buildings. The cab drivers just seem like they've gone to another level of weirdness now that
Post-COVID.
Now that they can play stuff through their phones.
Yeah.
Heard some interesting songs and different things.
Cultural
adventure. Learned about some different cultures.
There you go.
And I'm ready to go back to LA.
Do tell.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Ready to go back. I'm surrounded by Yankees and Knicks fans and people who can't wait for Scam Cataboo to come back.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Just get me out of here.
Scam Cataboo. That's so bad. Why'd you do that
Scam
to him?
Scadaboo. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say other than Stephen A. Smith made me mad today when he said that. Called Drake May a liar for saying he never watched First Take. Did you see that whole story? I like Stephen A., but this one made me mad.
This is phenomenal.
Drake May said he didn't know what show Cam Newton was on, and Stephen A. took umbrage and was like, there's no way he doesn't know Cam Newton's on this show. Drake May's a liar. It seems semi-tongue-in-cheek, but
he was standing up for his guy.
I think it's conceivable Drake May wouldn't know that Cam Newton was on First Take.
Respectfully, I would have needed 3 tries. What show is Cam Newton on? I don't know. One of those ESPN ones.
Drake May is a professional athlete who obviously isn't watching ESPN, who works
not in the morning.
During the day on the East Coast.
Yeah, he's got stuff to do in the morning.
First Take's on from 10 to 12. You know what Drake May's not doing from 10 to 12, Monday through Friday? Watching ESPN. So how would he know Cam Newton is on First Take?
I'm going to give Stephen A. the benefit of the doubt. Standing up for his guy.
I liked it. As you know, I like Stephen A., but I didn't. Listen, don't come at Drake May. He's the most popular Boston athlete in a long time. People love Drake May.
Has anybody
Drake
come up?
Drake May's wife now is becoming like a cult hero on Instagram. She cooks for Pats fans. She does recipes. They ask her. People love Drake May. This is a mistake by Stephen A.
I could have had her on House of Carbs. We could bring that back.
Could have. Maybe we bring it back just for her.
For her, yeah.
Yeah, this was, you can't come at Drake May. He's too popular. This was a real big mistake by our guy, Stephen A.
We'll see.
He's going to have to apologize.
I don't think he's worried about the good people of Boston. I don't think he's trying to build bridges with Boston or New England.
That might be true. He needs to apologize to me. Maybe just a text.
Good luck.
Send me a text, Stephen A. Just say, I'm sorry what I said about Drake May. House, good to see you always. We'll see you on the Ringer Gambling Show on Sunday.
11 a.m.
Which is now on all the FanDuel sports networks. Yes. We're on 11 a.m. Wise Wager, you hit a 50-1 last week on that show.
Kenneth Gainwell,
2 touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Unbelievable stuff by you. I'll see you next Thursday. Oh, I won't see you next Thursday. We'll have to figure out what we're doing next week for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because on Thanksgiving,
some turkey.
Normally we do picks on Thursday, but on Thursday you eat all day, you fall asleep. Then you wake up and you eat more, and then you fall asleep and then you eat a third time.
Yeah. Who knows where I'll be? I'll be busy one way or the other.
All right. Bye, House.
See you.
All right, that's it for the podcast. Thanks to House and thanks to Zach Lowe. Thanks to Gal and Eduardo, as always. Thanks to our New York crew for helping us out. That includes Belle, Caroline, Kate, Juliet Littman, my old friend. She even I think moved some stuff around on the table, turned on some lights, showed me where the studio was. Anyway, it was fun to do a podcast from here. Enjoy the weekend. I will see you on Sunday Night Live with Cousin Sal. Enjoy the weekend. Must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.